740. Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sacktown Sports.
It feels so good to be back. That's the Beam talking. We can confirm that it works. The Kings get the W. The Rockets tried to come up in here. They forgot that Debo is on our team. Debo is not on the Rockets. That's who Dylan Brooks wants to be. But they forgot that Debo's on our team. And you got Debo. You got Jay, I'm going to chirp at you, Crowder. You got, the Red Hulk is coming out with that new Captain America. Well, De'Aaron Fox needs to be in that movie. You're not going to like him when he's angry. You got Malik Monk. He's a dog, too. They weren't taking no mess yesterday. They weren't taking no mess last night. We asked them, Sacramento. We asked them to say enough is enough. Nuck if you buck. It's time to stand up. And that's what they did. And sometimes you got to get cornered. Sometimes your back has to be against the wall. Maybe the Spurs couldn't bring that out of them. We talked yesterday about the Kings playing with a sense of entitlement. Well, you got the second place team in the West coming into your house, expecting to roll over you the same way they rolled over you 3 times last season. And they're even better than they were last season. They're thinking this team is wounded. Let's go in there, punk them like we do, other teams, and take care of business. And the Kings said, no, not today. And I'll be honest with you. Was it a little bit of friendly fire from the Rockets? Did they shoot themselves in the foot? Who knows how that game goes without the chippiness in that second quarter? I don't know, because it didn't look great. I'll tell you this much. There was an air of, oh my, here we go again. They're losing after the first quarter. Second quarter, Rockets, to be honest with you, kind of couldn't get out of their own way. So they decide to do what they do, really for absolutely no reason, and they unlock a version of this Kings team that we haven't seen very often. De'Aaron Fox, you are not going to tick me off. And he said, I'm going to stand up for my team. They go on that run at the end of the quarter, at the end of the half, and then they decide, all right, we're going to keep this thing going. Rockets, look, 2 things can be true. The Kings showed up. The Rockets kind of got in their own way. But it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, a win is a win. This is by far, in my opinion, the best win of the season based on who it was against, based on where they were in the process. Their first cup game, for whatever that matters. At least they're not winless in the NBA Cup. They win 120 to 111. All right, Domantas Sabonis, his scoring production has been outstanding, 27 points. De'Aaron Fox, a very balanced game with 22. Malik Monk with the craziest double-double you'll see, 17 points, 12 assists. Here's the most impressive thing, 0 turnovers against the second-ranked defense in the league, Malik Monk. And oh my goodness, isn't this surprising? Oh, well, if Kevin comes off the bench, blah, blah, blah. Kevin said, no, I'm going to do what I need to do to help my team as well. Coming back from injury, maybe he got to get his mind right a little bit. Kevin Huerter looked great off. That's exactly what you need from Kevin Huerter off the bench. This is what we've been talking about for the last couple seasons. Why in the world a guy who's a shooter who needs to be ready to shoot at all times, why can't he come off the bench and perform? And look what he did. He performed. Isaac Jones, a dog and a half. The whole team, they were all dogs last night. DeMar DeRozan plays with so much experience, he had opportunity. He was wide open towards the end of the game. And he purposely said, I'm not going to take these shots because I want to make sure Keegan is getting right. I want to make sure everybody else is feeling good. That's leadership. That's exactly what the Sacramento Kings have needed. And look, we got 4 hours. Just like yesterday, it wasn't all optimism. Today, it won't be all optimism. But I'll tell you this much, Sacramento. Life is tough. And when you get to celebrate any type of win in life, you got to enjoy it. And especially with this team and that beam that needed to get dusted off, we're going to enjoy this one today. Now, we will talk about how sustainable these rotations are and the same issues we've seen pop up. We will. I promise you. This is never Homer radio, but that doesn't mean we can't enjoy wins in our home. So, Kyle, it's time to refresh everything. If from the olden days like me, you're going to remember this one. Kyle probably never heard this song. But this is how we're feeling, Kyle. Hit it right now. That's right. Thank you. Come on. Uh-huh. Keep it going. We got sound from the game. We break everything down. Who impressed you the most? Malik Monk and his career high. De'Aaron Fox balling out the way he balled out. The phone lines are open all day long. And if that wasn't enough, Thomas Rhett, those tickets, you still got a chance to win those tickets, 1 p.m. And if that wasn't enough, like I said, our second edition of our surprise secret Kings segment is today.
Wow.
Anywhere between 11:30 and 12:45, we are slotted to get a Sacramento King. I don't know who it is, so you don't know who it is.
Neither do I.
I don't know who it is. Nobody knows who it is. The Kings don't even know who it is yet. But we're going to enjoy ourselves. We're going to enjoy this win. Give us your guesses who you think it's going to be. Is it going to be Jay Crowder? For some reason, I think it's going to be Isaac Jones. I just have a feeling.
Oh, I love that.
I just have a By the way, I had people hitting me up on Twitter following Kyle and I's prop talk. Both of our prop talks hit last night. Malik Monk destroyed the 20.5 points and assists. And Kyle, Keegan Murray crept over that 12.5 points line.
13 right at the end.
This is why you need to follow us. You can pay your bills. You can send your kid to college when we're right. This is why you need to follow us. So outstanding day all the way around. We're going to open up the phone lines right here on the other side, but we continue to discuss what exactly went right. I'm tired of talking about what went wrong. I'm tired of having a conversation about what the Kings need to do and who they need to add. You heard Carmichael Dave on the crosstalk. He said, Allen, would you want Mike Brown on the show today? I said, of course. Would you want Mr. Vivek on the show? I said, of course. Would you want Monty McNair? You know, I said, I love talking to GMs and picking their brains. But honestly, on a day like today, I don't want to talk about trades. I don't want to talk about what needs to be added. It feels like this was a long time coming. And I'll tell you this much. I do wish the Kings beat the Spurs. Don't get me wrong. But the way they did it last night, and by the way, I did not catch, I'm sure Carmichael Dave found a way to, how do I put this? Talk about the kiss cam situation last night. We have some numbers. Look, go on social media. I'm not getting myself in trouble. I care about my bills too much.
I'm happy too. I reposted it last night.
Go check out Kyle's social media.
BSD_. You want to see the video.
You can find the video on social media. But after that situation on social media or during the kiss cam, the Kings at what point, Kyle, it was a 37-14 run, something like that?
Yeah, and the Sacramento Kings made 14 consecutive shots from the field. And not to get too far ahead of ourselves, but it was a a monumental turnaround for the Kings after they were playing pretty sloppy early in the game.
So I thought it was, if that was somebody, and I know some people on the Sac Chat and the text line are saying they were at the game last night. I haven't been to every game, but I would imagine that if you are fortunate enough to go to more than one game, this was by far your favorite game this season. And if you aren't fortunate enough and you just get to go to one game or a couple games a season, you picked a good one. You picked a good one because from the game itself to the chippiness to everybody that works in that building, what they did, we have the sound from them booing Dylan Brooks, and there was some baby that they found in the crowd, and the juxtaposition between booing the baby and cheering cheering the baby, booing Dylan Brooks. They had some fun with that. Then everybody booed the refs. We're gonna play that sound for you. It was a heck of a time if you were in the building, and we're going to try to give you that experience today. We got 4 hours to do it. Again, Secret Kings player coming up between about 11:30 and 12:45, so you don't want to miss that. Then at 1 o'clock, we will be giving away those Thomas Rhett tickets. Once again, Shoreline Amphitheater, that's in September. Tickets go on sale Friday, but you don't have to buy those tickets if you are lucky enough to win those tickets. That's coming up at 1 o'clock. Let's go through the Kings and Rockets notes on the other side. Allen Stiles, Sacktown Sports.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead. Outstanding ball movement by Sacramento.
Every triple, every jam, every Kings win.
Sabonis with the jam over the Joker. He's got the three-point shot.
Get your Kings fix all season long.
Right here on your home of the Sacramento
Here's a
Kings.
steal by Fox. The breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
Hello, everyone. It's your favorite president, Donald J. Trump, here to introduce something really special. You're going to love it. My new Trump watches. It's one of the best watches made. Wear it proudly on your wrist, and everyone will know what it's for, who it's for, what it represents. Get your Trump watch right now. Go to gettrumpwatches.com. It's Trump time.
That's right. President Trump has won the election, and now he's released his official Trump watches. Celebrate this historic victory with a Trump watch that stands for strength, leadership, and winning. But don't wait, because these limited edition watches won't be around for long. Go to gettrumpwatches.com now to get your Trump watch before they're gone. Don't miss your chance to own a piece of history. Go now to gettrumpwatches.com and get your watch today. This ad paid for by the Best Watches on Earth, LLC. See gettrumpwatches.com for details. Trump watches are not intended for investment purposes.
Go to gettrumpwatches.com for our Black Friday sale going on now.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sacktown Sports.
That's right. We are welcoming back the beam. It is a little dusty. It looked strong last night. It had there are literally 3 beams now conjoined together, creating a
Might be
super.
4.
It might be a Super Saiyan beam. They should just add a beam every win. Just keep adding mini beams to the beam. That thing was, where's Dave's ad? That thing was girthy, man. It was.
You joke about that, but this was an idea when the Kings were playing in the playoffs against the Warriors.
Mhm.
Someone on this station, I'm not going to name names, had the bright idea of saying for each playoff win, light a beam around the arena. So then you had a beam crown when they won the championship.
Yeah. Hey, I'm in.
I'm not, but I like the idea of the beam getting bigger and bigger. I've said it before on the show, but shout out to the beam tracker account that determines where people have seen the beam from in Sacramento. It's great.
Well, it's very nice to finally see a beam. It feels like it's been a while, and maybe this shows that December will be kinder to the Kings than November. It was a very different start than last game. I will say that. As I said, we're having some fun with the kiss cam situation, but prior to that, it was a bit sluggish. Against the Spurs, I mean, they were shot out of a cannon. Malik Monk's first start, and and that was all fine and good. But we saw them, as we joked about the Monster, the can of Monster, them drinking some energy drink and then kind of dying out in the second, third, and fourth quarter. We didn't see that. We saw them actually get stronger throughout the game. And, it's a war of attrition a lot of times in these games when you're playing throughout the whole game, especially a bit of a thin rotation, and they were able to sustain it last night. We will talk about how sustainable that is because we have to, but last night they were able to put it together. And again, this is why at the beginning of the season, before things went off the rails, we said, hey, if you get to playoff basketball, the Kings have a great group of guys for playoff basketball specifically, tight rotations, guys that can score the basketball, guys, the defense, yes, is a problem, don't get me wrong, but guys that can handle the basketball, guys that can score the basketball, and guys that can facilitate the basketball. The problem is you got to get to the playoffs, and it's going to take more than a 7-8 man rotation to get there. But they're gonna do this in spurts, and we loved what we saw last night. Fox turned it on with the flurry to close the half. Second half, the Kings came out with a vengeance as well. 42 points, tied a season high in a quarter. The Kings had 33 assists. That's the second most in a game this season. The Rockets had 14 assists, second fewest in a game this season. The 7 Kings scored in double figures. Kevin Huerter was cooking with 3 3-pointers and kept baiting Reed Shepherd on a foul. Hey, come here, young rook. You might be someone like me in a couple years, but you're not there yet. Keegan hit his over like we talked about with 13 points, and it was just really nice. Look, I pleaded with Keegan I pleaded with a lot of people last night before the show ended. But it was just really nice to hear a Keegan Murray. It was just, you could tell when the game ended. And I'm not trying to lower the expectations or the bars or anything. These guys still, in my opinion, should not be in the play-in. They should at least be a 6 seed. And we get all that. But you have to, and Mike Brown likes to segment the season in 5 games. And this was it was more than 5 games of just a horrible stretch. And they still need to fully turn it around. Don't get me wrong. But the way the game went last night felt like the perfect recipe to turn this thing around. You could feel in the arena, not just the players, but the fans. I mean, the dap-ups when Mike Brown sent in the reserves, the dap-ups that you saw from the teammates back and forth. It was just a finally, man. We're getting where we need to go. They are not done. We have sound from Mike Brown. We have sound from Malik Monk, the man of the hour. We have a lot of sound to get through, and they know that they just have to build on this. But this was something that the team really needed, and I think the fan base really needed. The fan base and the fans in there were rocking like we haven't seen in a very long time. The light the beam chant. You got Ime Udoka getting thrown out, Alperen Şengün getting thrown out. Those guys, I mean, you want to play with fire, that's fine. They're going to have to figure out a way to harness that because and I know they've been playing well. It's still early, but they've been playing well because you are in a situation where you're going to go over the top like that, and Şengün didn't really strike me as that type of guy. You're dealing with Dylan Brooks, Jalen Green. I wouldn't normally put Alperen Şengün in the same conversation, but he seems to be kind of a hothead too. Maybe it was just things boiling over, but you got those guys, and you got Ime Udoka, who lost his cool in a game. Why are you losing your cool there? The game is essentially over. Normally coaches do that. Hey, I want to fight for my team, see if I can get them going a little bit. Why are you doing that when the game's already over? Why are you trying to fight for your guys then? So they got some things they got to figure out. We can look back on this and, the Rockets could end up being an 8 seed. But as of right now, coming in winning 10 of 12, arguably the hottest team in the league, this was huge for the Sacramento Kings. 209 is here on the text line, and we will get to it, or at least my understanding of it. Do you know why Keon didn't play last night? No, I don't. 209, and I said this yesterday. Doesn't really feel like the time to talk about it, but we got a 4-hour show, so we will definitely definitely get to it. But yeah, look, I'm on record. I don't love the doghouse thing. Keon was actually our first secret player surprise here on the Allen Stiles Show. And I asked him about the doghouse. And at that time, he said, yeah, I understood what I did wrong. I don't really think it bothers Keon, but it bothers me. It does bother me that other guys get to make mistakes. I don't even need to name names, and they seem to continue to play in rotation. Maybe he would have played if the Kings were losing at some point. They didn't want to mess up how much they were rolling. But why does Keon have to get stuck in the doghouse all the time? But like I said, we'll get into that later in the show. We're going to keep the positive vibes going because, look, he's still part of the team. He was still part of that win any way you slice it. But I did want to address that because definitely want to talk about it. It is interesting. I mean, a DNP is kind of nuts, but we're going to get to all things Kings throughout the show. Let's get to TC, and let's open up the phone lines officially. TC always beats us to the punch. He's got us on speed dial. 916-339-1140 if you want to be a part of the conversation. Let's open up the phone line for TC. I know, TC. I told y'all we back, baby. We back. What's up, TC?
Yes, sir. We here. Hey, look, that was the key to unlock it last night with Monk, right? I believe. Because not only are we playing with DeRozan now, and DeRozan isn't playing with us, right? Mm-hmm. So at the same, what I mean by that is it was looking clunky, right?
Right.
It was looking clunky before. It was a bunch of everybody's like, why is the offense stopping with DeRozan? So we're playing. We needed Monk in that starting lineup because now we got an extra playmaker. Now the offense can move fast, and DeRozan can still get his baskets like he did. You get me?
Right.
We unlocked it, bro. This is what we was looking for. The answer to the question was Malik Monk in the starting lineup, what we've been wanting, because we needed that extra playmaker. I'm with you. Isaac Jones is a dog and a half. I don't care who's playing, who's healthy, who's not. That dude's in a rotation. I don't care if it's an 8, 9-man row, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. Isaac Jones needs to play, Mike. I don't want to hear about any of that. He's playing, Mike. Keon Ellis didn't play last night because Mike was like, Kevin, this is Kevin's time. Kevin, I need you to stay in tune. Keon already know what you're going to give me, bro. And we already got, listen, kick back. Let's get Kevin right. Just like last night was let's get Kevin right. Let's get Keegan right. Because everybody else seemed like they cool, right? Mm-hmm. Let's get these two dudes right. Keon, fall back, sit back tonight, bro. Nothing personal. We just want to get Kevin going. And everybody is about the team, bro, and I love it. But that was the key answer, bro, to unlock everything. Malik Monk in the starting lineup, dog. We're finna take off from here, man.
Thanks for the call, TC. And look, I love a day like today because we don't have any anxiety about the Grizzlies. Because here's the thing. Let's not forget, I know Dylan Brooks was a big part of that chippiness on the Grizzlies, but they talk smack too. Ja's going to get at you. So this is like the chippy stretch for the Kings. And good that they started against the Rockets. I think now that Dylan Brooks is on the Rockets, they're chippier than the Grizzlies, but the Grizzlies going to talk some trash too. So this thing is going to continue. You got Ja Morant versus De'Aaron Fox. We'll get to that. We don't want to jump too soon here. We're going to relish in this victory. Don't get me wrong. But to TC's point, Kevin Huerter, 25 minutes off the bench, 4 for 9 from the field, 3 for 7 from 3-point range, 2 for 2 from free throw. He had 13 points. Why is that not sustainable for Kevin Huerter to do off the bench, right? I mean, it's not like he lit it up. I mean, 3 for 7, we'll take that all day, but it's unsustainable would say Kevin Huerter went 5 for 6. We're not saying that. Kevin Huerter can be a version of this off the bench, give you 10 to 15 a night, hopefully, and that's exactly what you need. There's no reason for that not to happen. And look, Isaac Jones, newest member of Found Money, what he's doing, yeah, there'll be a conversation about, are you choosing between Isaac Jones and Trey Lyles? I think, fortunately, they do different things. Isaac Jones, more of a center, right? More of a center type of guy. And Trey Lyles is more of a stretch 4. So we'll take it. We need size. So a lot of people are saying, oh, man, Isaac Jones, he's going to take Trey Lyles. We need all the big men size that we can get. Yeah. So I don't even look at it like that.
It went from the Kings can't find a single forward to now it's like, we got Jay Crowder, we got Isaac Jones.
Jay Crowder too?
What's going to happen to Trey Lyles when he comes back? It's like, it's funny how these things switch up so quick, right? And I'm so glad that they finally gave Isaac Jones run because, I've been saying it for weeks. If they have a problem with forwards and they have a problem with guys playing the 4 or stretch 5, why don't we just give the young guy a try and look at what's happened? He's played excellent.
Yeah, and the other thing is too is I'm actually tripping sometimes when he does what he does when he dunks, because no disrespect, but we've been honest about the Kings not being the most athletic team in the league. There were a couple pocket passes yesterday where he dunked up. I guess you can do that. I guess players in the league can do that instead of, the layups, and then you got to go to the free throw line. So great game from Isaac Jones. Great game from Kevin Huerter. Look, we don't want to blow this thing up. Again, I'm trying to find a balance between enjoying this victory and understanding that it is only one victory, and the Kings have a lot more work to do. Still under 500. They're 10-12 now. You got to get back on the right side of things, but this was an outstanding start. Let's hear from the coach himself, Mike Brown, on the other side. And look, even he was dropping profanity. Everybody was feeling chippy last night. Allen Stiles, Sacktown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
That Makita, good enough is never enough. Anyone can throw in a stronger motor, but it takes precision to find that balance of power, performance, and longevity. We obsess over every detail. We design, test, redesign, and do it all over again to create tools that'll keep going with you from project to project, job site to job site, year after year. If it's not right, don't put your name on it. Makita, available at the Home Depot.
It's not your average holiday season. Hold on to your hard hats, because starting Monday, December 13th, Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet is unwrapping the biggest power tool sale Sacramento has ever seen. We're turning up the heat with 12 days of unbeatable prices on all your favorite Makita products and much more. Free batteries with tools, free tools with batteries, and bare tools starting at just $99. Come on down and give us a visit at 6701 Power and Road in Sacramento, or shop our Christmas deals online at fastenersinc.net. Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet. Better tools, better prices.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sacktown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland, and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
Football fans, head coach Tim Plow here. Your UC Davis Aggies have a spot in the FCS playoffs and are hosting a game this Saturday versus Illinois State right here at UC Davis Health Stadium. Let's get Shredville rocking. Gather your group, fire up the tailgates, and get loud and Aggie proud. Your playoffs tickets can be purchased by visiting UCDavisAggies.com/tickets or by calling 530-752-2471. Go Ags.
It's time now for your 49er injury report, brought to you by Jeremy Winter, attorney at law. He cares because he's been there. In the loss at Buffalo 35-10, Brock Purdy did return from a shoulder injury that sidelined him the week before. But the bad news was Christian McCaffrey, who went down with a knee injury in the first half and did not return. According to head coach Kyle Shanahan, it was a PCL injury that could sideline McCaffrey the rest of the year. That's very bad news indeed for the 49ers, who are now 5-7 on the season.
Serious accident. You deserve the law offices of Jeremy Winter. 877-637-3237. Jeremy lost his mother in a car accident and knows firsthand the pain caused by tragedy. That is why he became an attorney to fight for others who are going through a tragedy. If you've been seriously injured in an accident, you deserve more. You deserve better. You deserve Jeremy Winter. 877-637-3237.
Here comes Floyd, throw over the middle, intercepted by Fred Warner.
Faithful to the Bay.
Fred gets up and runs back the other way, 30.
Be there December 12th for Thursday Night Football at Levi Stadium as the San Francisco 49ers take on the Los Angeles Rams.
20, one block and he's in.
This battle of NFC West rivals is presented by Rakuten.
Touchdown!
Tickets are available now. Secure your seats today at 49ers.com/tickets.
San Francisco!
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sacktown Sports.
Allen Stiles, Sacktown Sports, taking you up to 2 p.m. Feeling real good on a Wednesday. Look, by the end of this show, you'll be halfway through your week, unless you got to work weekends. And if you're a first responder, we appreciate you for that. And you got to work weekends, and we know it's tough, but we're going to power you through. But for most people, we're going to get you halfway through the week. A way back Wednesday, got some oldies playing. We're going to have a good time because the Kings had a great time last night, finally getting a victory. We're going to hear from Coach Mike Brown in a little bit here, but want to get to Rob. Always got great stuff, wants to be part of the convo. What's up, Rob? What you got for us?
How's it going?
Great. What you got?
It's a good morning after the Kings win. They're definitely looking good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got to agree with TC, actually. I was a little bit of a naysayer at first, last year when we're talking about bringing Monk into the starting lineup, because obviously I think a lot of us are in the same boat we're worrying about. If we bring him in off the, and put him in the starting lineup, what's that going to do to our bench energy? But last night it looked great. And I know I said something about it yesterday, and we were looking at it like, hey, Devin Carter comes back. You've got Jay Crowder. Herter looked as good as he's looked off the bench his whole Kings career last night. I think we're still a piece away, but I think I've been the guy calling in, hey, don't give up, don't hit the panic button too soon. And then when we lost the other night to the Blazers, I was like, okay, hit the panic button. But
right.
But I think that's also stuff that comes into play when you talk about the mindset of these guys. None of these guys are, quitters. None of these guys on the team have gotten anything easy. They've earned it their whole career. And I think last night with Monk in that lineup, for a second time, you can just see the energy to start the game. We were kind of worried at first with the score, but the energy was there, and that's what's important. So it's like I think what I'm seeing is we got to keep Monk in the starting lineup for sure, and we have to figure out the holes in our bench. I think Isaac's going to be a great pickup for us if he keeps up with playing the way he's been playing. He's going to do a lot of good in this league, and he's going to do a lot of damage. He's got the skill set, and he seems to have the motor. So he's been a pleasant surprise. I still think, I'm going to say it one more time because I said it a second ago, I still think we need one more piece. I don't think one win is going to change everything, but I do see that win pushing us maybe in a good direction, because that's the team we've all been waiting to see all season, and I think we're capable of playing like that night in and night out.
Yeah, thanks for the call, Rob. I would say as we look at some of the numbers here, 32 minutes for Domas, 34 minutes for DeRozan, 40 minutes for Keegan Murray, 37 minutes for De'Aaron Fox, 35 minutes for Malik Monk. That you still can't do that, right? So as we talk about the sustainability, that's probably too much night in, night out. Now, you're not going to be facing the second best team in the West night in, night out, and the hottest team in the league. This was a situation where you had to get a W. Think about it like this. A lot of people are saying, hey, the Keon Ellis thing is a negative. Think about it like this. They won this game with no Keon Ellis. That was Mike Brown's choice, but Keon Ellis could have got time, and maybe Malik Monk or De'Aaron Fox isn't playing 37, 35 minutes. So they just, whatever was working, Mike Brown, to me, there was a level of desperation there, and it was working. I think that maybe things would have gone differently if they don't go on that run at the end of the second quarter as far as who gets played where, but they did. They're down by one going into the half, and then they came out, shot out of a cannon in the third quarter, and they just didn't look back. So I would agree. The whole thing of it is, can you get Trey Lyles to return to form? I still think they need to make a move, and this is what's tough because it's, okay, well, maybe this team hasn't had enough time. I look at the bench, and that's 25 points, and that's 12 from Isaac Jones and 13 from Kevin Huerter. We haven't seen this enough from Kevin Huerter to say, okay, great. I know in the last segment I said, hey, if you can get what, 10 to 15 points from Kevin Huerter a night off the bench, that'd be great. But I don't know if that's realistic yet, and it hasn't been so far. So look, Jay Crowder plays 12 minutes. He's kind of an enforcer guy. We're not really looking at him for points per se. You still need more off the bench. So let's say things go differently. You can bring in Keon Ellis. You really still need a Trey Lyles or somebody to do something and something else or something more because, what we saw last night wasn't sustainable, but I don't think any of us are really tripping because they just had to get the W. They just needed a W.
Yeah, and to the Kevin Huerter of it all, it's interesting because despite the fact that this is now year 7 for Kevin Huerter, and Kevin Huerter's never really been a, all-star caliber player or anything like that, he's really never come off the bench. I mean, he's played 432 games. He only came off the bench for about 60 of those. So it's like, this is an adjustment for Kevin Huerter as well. And I saw some people were talking about like, this will relieve some of the pressure to score in the offense at the beginning. And I mean, Kevin Huerter coming off the bench didn't work out great the first time, worked out better yesterday. He hit 3 of 7 shots, which is about 42%. In his first year with the Kings, he shot 40% from 3 for a whole season. So it's not unsustainable to say he could put up 3 for 7, 11 points, get to the free throw line, and that's solid bench production. It's better bench production than the Kings have gotten all season from the bench unit. If you're getting 11 from Kevin Huerter, 10 from Isaac Jones, and you can legitimately go 9 deep, I mean, it's better than what they were getting before.
And let's talk about it. Look, we're not necessarily talking a ton of trades today, but we do know the names that have been mentioned. At some point, you have to say, okay, well, if this is my path and this is what they want me to do, I got to perform, right? Your situations may change, but you still have to be able to perform for the team you're playing for whatever the future team, whatever the case is. Nobody's really going to feel sorry for you. And I don't think Kevin Huerter or anybody expects them to. It's just a matter of, all right, you know what? I got to figure my bleep out. I got to figure out my bleep and make sure that I get on the right back on the good side of things. Let's hear from Coach Mike Brown, his entry. We love to play his intro to the post-game pressers as he breaks down how everything went for the team in last night's game.
I thought our guys did a great job. I talked to you guys about our standard before the game, and I thought our guys did a great job with it. The first thing is, during the game, Jalen Green started going a little bit, and so we were shooting a free throw, and I didn't want Houston to hear, and so I just kind of whispered to DeMar. I said, DeMar, we're going to blitz Jalen. This is during the flow of the game. And, our first standard is to communicate at the highest of all levels. And DeMar got the point across to the rest of the guys out there before our last free throw attempt. And then the next couple of possessions, our guys blitzed them. And that helped slow them down. Good young players like that, you're not going to stop them, but you got to try to find ways to slow them down. And then during the fly, we called the blitz off. And again, they communicated to each other what coverage we're in. And so our first standard, like I said, is to communicate at a high level. That's just one example of us doing it during the course of the game when things can be chaotic. But the next thing is playing together. Well, it was obvious tonight. I mean, we had 47 made field goals, and we had 33 assists on those 47 made field goals. We made the game easy for one another. We played for each other. We played together. We want to do that at the highest level, and tonight, versus a very good team, we did do it. And then our third standard is competing. We want to compete, and that's offensively, that's defensively, that's in practice, that's during shooting games. And they're a good team. I take my hat off. I said it about MA before the game. Done a hell of a job with that group. They bring it every night. There's a level of physicality that they bring to the table, but also a level of competitiveness. And I thought our guys competed. And when got going and they got up in our face or something happened with us to them, we stood our ground like we're supposed to. But we did it smartly. And that's how you compete. You can compete without, getting 3, 4, 5, 6 tacks or getting thrown out the game. You can make sure your presence is known on both ends of the floor. And that's our third standard. I thought our guys did that at a very high level. Man, a hell of a game by everybody. they've been great in steals. We had 10 turnovers. We had 10 kick-aheads for 23 points. And I can go down the line of everybody that was really good for us, from Kevin off the bench on down. But Malik, you talk about, having the ball in your hands for a lot of possessions during the course of the game, and to have 12 assists and 0 turnovers, especially against a team like that, is outstanding. That just shows what he's capable of day in and day out while trying to defend and playing extended minutes. So heck of a job by everybody on our team from top to bottom.
There you go. There you go. Mike Brown giving a lot of kudos to the whole team, taking a couple shots there at the Rockets. You can do it without getting 6 texts or whatever it is they're getting thrown out of the game. So great stuff there from Mike Brown. Gives a special shout out to Malik Monk, who balled out. Let's talk about that chippiness. We have that sound that we were having some fun with to start the show, where they boo Dylan Brooks. The fans do. Maybe you were in the building. Call in, tell us about the vibes from last night, 916-339-1140. And De'Aaron Fox, you're not going to like him when he's angry. We have the sound from the chippiness that occurred. Allen Stiles, Sacktown Sports.
The only place you'll find Kevin Herter is Sacktown Sports.
Herter's open, steps into 3. He's got the triple.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Kevin Herter, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
The team's looking good this season. I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text FORCE to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone-boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now, and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text FORCE to 42424. That's FORCE to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
The holidays are always a great time to get together with family and friends, but nothing beats the thrill of Stockton Honda's deals. During Happy Honda Days, find the perfect ride in person or online. With over 400 new Hondas ready to go, now is the time to buy at Northern California's #1 Honda deal, Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company. Sold on report.
Whitey here, reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Give your family a real treat. Bring out all the flavors of the upcoming holidays with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. And get this, Napoleon Grill's Black Friday Cyber Mondays include a limited time $300 off their top-selling Phantom Grill and 15% off all gas, kettle, and travel grills. Napoleon grills are built different, built better, built to last. Complete with a lifetime warranty and premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Whitey and Napoleon Grills wish you happy holidays. Visit Green Acres Nursery today for your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
Bonneville International Radio Station contests are open to participants at least 18 years of age and older that are residents of California and who reside in one of the 6 counties that make up the Sacramento metro area, unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win, unless the station otherwise specifies in its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 30 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. For a copy of the general contest rules, visit KHTK.com.
Ho, 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 ho. Looks like you made the ice list this year.
Santa, don't you mean the nice list?
No, ice, because Prestigio Jewelers carries all the ice you need.
For over 30 years, Prestigio Jewelers has offered in-house financing and fine jewelry. Guaranteed credit approval between $400 and $10,000 with no money down options. Make this Christmas season unforgettable. The perfect jewelry, the perfect price, helping you build perfect credit with locations in Sacramento, Stockton, Merced, and Fresno, or online at prestigiojewelers.com.
It's Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room, and guess what? Primetime football is back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high-hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. As always, offering the best food, the best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region. conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. So check them out, Capital Casino, and always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Coach Doug Christie here for your truck headquarters, Folsom Lake Ford. Shop all your favorite models on sale now, like America's best-selling F-Series. Check out a huge selection of Mavericks, F-150s, and Super Duty trucks, or tech-filled SUVs like Explorers and Expeditions. Plus a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports. All in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall. Right now, buy any new Ford with zero down on approval of credit. Save big with low interest finance rates. And Folsom Lake Ford always pays top dollar for your trade. Hurry to Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, a 6-time Triple Crown winner for sales and service excellence. That's why they are my trusted dealer, and they should be yours too. For 35 years and counting, come down and take a test drive today. Tell them Coach Doug Christie sent you, or shop online at FolsomLakeFord.com.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Allen Stiles, Sacktown Sports, taking up to 2 p.m. Just got word. Another hint for our surprise secret Kings segment. The hint isn't about the person. The hint is about the time. It says looks like the window's going to be between 12:10 and 12:40. So you are not going to want to miss that 12:10, 12:40. Between those times, that's when we are supposed to be getting our surprise secret Kings guest. So figure it out. Figure it out a way to be at your radio, to be at your YouTube on the Sacktown Sports app, or you can always fire up the YouTube segment when we're done. If you do miss it, we're just having some fun with you. But you want to hit it live. Before we get into this chippiness, I do want to address something that I see from time to time, not from time to time, honestly, every time there's a big win. So I want to open up the phone lines because I want some help with this. 916-339-1140. This is from the 916 on the text line, my beloved text line. You know I love y'all. This is from the 916. I'm all for acknowledging a good win, but are we really going to do this? If the Kings win 2 to 3 games out of 10, are we really going to celebrate those wins as meaningful? One game isn't a sample size. Great win, but let's calm down. We're going to look silly if the Kings lose their next 2, which is hardly unlikely. Let me ask you this, 916. If you've been listening, maybe you haven't been the whole time. We've been rocking for about 50 minutes now. We got 3 more hours. What exactly, if you were hosting the show, how would you have started talking about the show? Would it be, who wants to listen to this? Who wants to listen to this? All right, guys. Well, hey, Kings get a win. And, they've been on a tough stretch right now. They're 2 of their last 7. And, they beat a good Rockets team. But at the same time, they've been struggling. So we're going to see what they do against Memphis. Who wants to listen to that, 916? When people on the text line, and that's why I open up the phone lines, 916-339-1140, call line, text line, Sack Chat. What when you say stuff like that, very similar to the hashtag hard media stuff, what is it that you want to hear? Because everybody knows that the Kings are still under 500. Everybody knows that the Kings have to continue to win games. Everybody knows that the Kings have been struggling. So do I have to caveat that every time I give the Kings some kudos? Is it so bad to just enjoy something? Is it? Thank you. Come on. No, we're not going to calm down. We're not calming down. The beam is back. Calm down. Give me a break.
I've always thought about this in the sense of we expect players and people who are on the team to treat it like just another game.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes people also expect that from the people who cover the team.
Right.
Is like, one game doesn't matter. We're on to the next one. It's a group win, all that stuff. And I've just always felt like that's disingenuous because A, we're not part of the team, and B, there's not really a whole lot of excitement in treating it the way that they do. They have to do it because they have to maintain that focus of it's one game on to the next because it's a long season, all that stuff.
Right.
We're not part of the team, therefore we don't have to necessarily toe that same line. But I understand people who expect that from the people who cover the team as well.
Well, and it's different, right? I mean, people cover the teams in different ways, as far as you got your beat writers, you got your digital team, just like we do here at Sacktown Sports with the great team that we have. And you have people that have to, talk for 4 hours a day about the Sacramento Kings and to a lesser degree the 49ers and just what's going on in sports. So again, I just asked the question, if you watched that game last night, I just think that we need to be a little bit more honest with ourselves to understand that you shouldn't need me to caveat everything I say with, hey, well, they still got to keep winning. Okay, I am able to compartmentalize the fact that when Rob calls in from Rancho, hey, this team probably still needs another piece. I agree with you, Rob. I am able to compartmentalize the fact that, hey, Kevin Huerter has never done this off the bench before. How do we know that he's going to continue to do it? I am able to compartmentalize and say, hey, Isaac Jones is a rookie, and a couple weeks ago, he was in the G League. How do we think this is going to keep going? I am able to compartmentalize, hey, Malik Monk just got into the starting lineup. How is this going to be sustainable? Which I'm saying all of those things. And I'm not speaking for myself. I'm speaking for every Sacramento Kings fan that woke up this morning with a pep in their step and a song in their heart, because the beam shined bright last night and you haven't seen it in a while. It doesn't mean that anybody is blind to the issues that the Kings have. It's okay to enjoy things. And it's okay to let people enjoy things and not be. Who cares? Let me ask you this, 916. Who cares if we look silly? They lose to the Grizzlies, and I'll be right. And if you've been listening, who cares to the Grizzlies? If they lose, I'll be right back ripping them like I ripped them before. That's just the reality. When the facts change, opinions change. I'm not going to already think about their losses. Why would I do that?
I also look at it that if I look silly, that means I've done a good job. If we can laugh about it and we can have jokes about being preposterously wrong,
yeah,
we've done a good job.
At the end of the day, I think that Kings fans are smart enough and are able to compartmentalize how a team plays on a day-to-day basis and still understand, hey, they still need to be better. They still need to do this. They still need to do that. That does not mean you can't, for 4 hours here on the Allen Stiles Show, enjoy some things. And Vinny wants to be a part of the show, 916-339-1140. If you want to be a part of the show, what's up, Vinny? What you got for us?
What's going on, guys?
Not too much.
I just wanted to tap in on the conversation there, and I think you mentioned a good point as far as us being honest as Kings fans.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that Malik Monk actually cracked the starting lineup recently and we're looking better, I think it makes us look not as silly, having one of our best players coming off the bench when we're losing games.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like keeping a closer in a game that you're losing and you're not in the World Series or nothing. Right. There's no reason we shouldn't be giving teams our best punch out the front, out the gate. And I think we're turning around now. And then listening to the pregame yesterday, I think Houston hit on something as far as some of their role players. And Ime Udoka over there setting a precedent as far as what it takes to get them on the court.
Mm-hmm.
I think Mike Brown is a little locked into his rotations, maybe reminiscent on some of his Spur days, and think we have like a championship pedigree when we need to be figuring out and setting some expectations for those guys to come off the bench and be motivated and know that they're going to be called on to do their part.
Yeah, thanks for the call, Vinny. And you know what, Vinny? That is, as we are trying to be extremely positive today, much to some people's chagrin, that is the tough part about the Keon Ellis situation, because the doghouse thing, that's not really about last night, because the doghouse thing, as far as Kevin Huerter played really well, and he deserved those minutes, okay? It's also just about every time something goes awry with Keegan, it feels like it's extremely aggressive, right? So to that point, Vinny, and I think this is where you were going. So now if you're asking Keon to do things you're not really asking anybody else to do. You're asking him to be extremely mentally tough. Because now if you need Keon, and look, Mike Brown, again, players coach, might have a great pulse on the team, right? Or he should. He's the coach. But again, now you go to Memphis tomorrow, and again, you have a heck of a guard in Ja Morant. Kevin Huerter probably not going to be able to hang with Ja. Now you got to go to Keon and say, hey, Keon, we know that you just got put in the doghouse, but now we need you. And now Keon has to have that mental fortitude to say, okay, I got to take care of business. Now, let's keep in mind the last time that happened. Y'all remember the last time that happened? It wasn't full doghouse, but he came in pretty late. The last time that happened, Keon Ellis, ladies and gentlemen, he hit 9 threes. So again, maybe Mike Brown is thinking, we're winning this game. This worked for Keon. He didn't even get the garbage minutes. I think that was in some way respect to Keon to say, I'm not going to give you garbage minutes. We're just going to power through, and we may need you. And I'm sure there's a lot of conversations that are happening that we don't know about between the teams, and whether it's texting or whatever it is. So I understand what you're saying, Vinny. Yeah, and I think the Rockets are doing a heck of a job. So we're trying to stay positive and still have the Keon conversation. He was not needed last night, but you are going to need him again. And you are asking Keon to be probably the most mentally tough dude on the team. But again, look, we've all had coaches. You know that certain coaches or certain players can get yelled at, and they like that, right? Me personally, I liked when one time a coach told me I was a wasted talent. He said all I cared about was hitting and nothing else. And I think he was kind of right, and I had one of the best summers of my career because he told me that. Certain other guys, they don't like that. So Mike Brown seems to have a pulse on the team. We hope, as they try to get back to 500, and we'll see what happens with Keon. But he can't be married to anything right now. He cannot be married to anything right now as they try to climb back to 500. We are going to climb back on the other side. Ashley, we see you. We're going to get to this De'Aaron Fox getting chippy sound, as well as the booing fun with Dylan Brooks. Allen Stiles, Sacktown Sports.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sacktown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Fox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
What's happening, everybody? It's your boy Kyle Draper for Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. It's that time of year. You know what time of year it is. The Mercedes-Benz Vans year-end sales event is underway. Don't think twice, because it's the perfect opportunity to take your drive to the next level. They're perfect for any business needs. Mercedes-Benz Vans, they offer a wide range of commercial vehicles. Trust me on this. They got Sprinter vans. You could turn it into a worker cargo van, a worker passenger van, or how about just a plain old passenger van? I could do that also. They're fully customizable. And one of the things I love about their Sprinter vans, I'm a big guy, I could fit in them comfortably. So now is the time to head down to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. They can help you with all your van needs. Ask about customer cash and even special financing options. And business owners, now is the time to take advantage of those year-end tax breaks. So take the short drive down I-5 or go online anytime at mbofstockton.com. That's mbofstockton.com, and tell them your boy Drape sent you.
Good morning, big freaks. Who's ready to move? Let's start this day right.
Tasha's morning dance parties are meeting rave reviews.
Lose your phones and find your groove.
They need an ops manager to help their community dance the morning away.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Shop Dell Technologies Cyber Monday event for their lowest prices of the year. The future is on sale today with limited time deals on select PCs like the XPS 16 that accelerate AI with Intel Core Ultra processors. Cyber Monday is their biggest sale of the year and the best time to upgrade, but it's only here for a limited time. Shop now at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Football fans, head coach Tim Plow here. Your UC Davis Aggies have a spot in the FCS playoffs and are hosting a game this Saturday versus Illinois State right here at UC Davis Health Stadium. Let's get Shredville rocking. Gather your group, fire up the tailgates, and get loud and Aggie proud. Your playoffs tickets can be purchased by visiting UCDavisAggies.com/tickets or by calling 530-752-2471. Go Ags.
Ready for winter? Forecasters are already predicting record sick days. Don't become a healthcare statistic. Fight sickness with fitness. Create a daily workout and stick to it. Let the Good Feet store help you meet your workout goals. With Good Feet Arch Supports, the pain in your feet, knees, hips, and back become history. And Good Feet Arch Supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Visit goodfeet.com for an appointment or just stop in. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Vacaville, and in Reno on South Virginia Street.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Here comes Floyd, throw over the middle. Intercepted by Fred Warner.
Faithful to the Bay.
Fred gets up and runs back the other way, 30.
Be there December 12th for Thursday Night Football at Levi Stadium as the San Francisco 49ers take on the Los Angeles Rams.
20, one block and he's in.
This battle of NFC West rivals is presented by Rakuten.
Touchdown!
Tickets are available now. Secure your seats today at 49ers.com/tickets.
San Francisco!
KHD HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sacktown Sports 1140.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sacktown Sports.
Down South, Sacktown Sports. Man, oh man, fully loaded like a baked potato. That's what this show is. Between 12:10 and 12:40, we will be joined by a secret surprise Sacramento Kings guest. Try to say that 5 times fast. That's between 12:10 and 12:40. Obviously, everything is subject to change, but we are hoping to lock it down the same way we locked Keon down a couple weeks ago. That was right after just a great performance from him as well. So that tells you, that's another hint as to who it could be, who were the top performers last night. Maybe you can guess them. Keep the guesses coming. Seeing a lot of Isaac Jones on the line. Maybe it's him. Maybe it's somebody that had his career high in assists with no turnovers. One Malik Monk, because I'm a pizza guy. Maybe it's Malik. I promise y'all, I don't know. 1 o'clock Thomas Rhett tickets. Every time I say I got to be honest. Every time I say, hey, Thomas Rhett tickets coming up at 1 o'clock, I tell myself in my mind, hey, when you drive home, go listen to the most listened to Thomas Rhett song. And I keep forgetting. But I would like to at least
I believe it's the one I know. It's actually pretty good. Is "Look What God Gave Her" by Thomas Rhett.
Why don't we play one on a rejoin?
Yeah, well, we'll do it at 1 o'clock.
There
when
you
we're
go.
Giving away the tickets.
Beautiful.
Gotta get people excited for Thomas Rhett.
3 more chances. Shoreline Amphitheater today, tomorrow, and a payday Friday. Maybe it's a payday Friday for you. Well, Ime Udoka is probably going to be losing pay after getting ejected. The chippiness that just kept escalating. You saw a team that was able to harness it in the Kings, and you saw a team that really the Houston, we have a problem. The Rocket blew up, if you will. Let's start here, Kyle. Let's start with the initial chippiness as Dylan Brooks and De'Aaron Fox get into it. De'Aaron's basically saying that's a flop. De'Aaron puts his finger, to be fair, people don't like that. De'Aaron put his finger in Dylan Brooks' face. Dylan Brooks did not like that. Jabari Smith Jr. gets into it. The refs kept saying the wrong names for the text. They thought it was De'Aaron Fox. Then they thought it was Malik Monk. But here is Mark Jones describing everything that's happening.
It looks to me, and he's saying it's a flop, and then Dylan Brooks takes his finger, obviously.
Okay, we've seen...
It's going to escalate the situation.
Yeah, we've seen this movie before. Smith chimes in as well. De'Aaron Fox is not to be played with right now.
Okay, we got to cut that. De'Aaron Fox is not to be played with right now. That's a great drop from Mark Jones. So that's how it started. And I'm trying to remember here, Kyle. Then you have, once that happened, there were a couple Dylan Brooks things where that happened. I think almost right after that, he gets trucked by Sabonis. There's no call. Sabonis gets a basket on him. There's one point where he's jumping up and down at the ref.
So you missed one thing, which is right after that happened. So right after they hit the text, the Rockets get the ball back. It was 42-39 at that point.
He hit a three.
Yeah, immediately hits a three, immediately flashes something to the crowd.
Yes,
I don't know what it was,
right.
but something to the crowd. And then all of that happens, and then Jalen Green hits the 4-point play and one from three.
Right.
And that leads to a timeout right after that.
And then during the timeout, this is from Frankie Carcelli. He caught the end of it. This went on for, it felt like a very long time. It felt like about 2 to 3 minutes. This went on. And again, shout out to everyone that handles the operations for Golden One Center and for the Kings. It felt like this happened pretty darn organically, but Slamson came up to the media section yesterday, by the way. We said, what's up? I was supposed to take a picture because my wife loves Slamson, but I froze. I got stage fright from Slamson. Slamson is with a random baby in the crowd, and the whole thing happens organically to where the crowd cheers whenever they see Slamson and this baby, and then the cameraman then cuts to Dylan Brooks, and then there's an immediate boo. So this ping pong happens. I'm telling you, we only have about 20 seconds of it, but it happened for about 2 minutes. Then at one point they show the refs. The refs get booed. So here it is.
That's Dylan Brooks. That's the baby. Dylan Brooks. Baby. Referees. Baby.
It's great. It's great. Great stuff from everyone involved, including the crowd. They deserve to finally see a beam, and everybody did, and I'm sure you could see it because, like we said, it is girthy right now. And the question really is, as we'll hear from Malik Monk and a lot of different people, even Mark Jones, De'Aaron Fox is not to be played with right now. How do you get that De'Aaron Fox more often?
De'Aaron Fox is not to be played with right now.
How do you get this guy more often?
De'Aaron Fox is not to be played with right now.
That's what we're looking for. And I get it. 82 games. You can't be hyphy, as they say back in the Bay Area, every single night. You can't be on 100, on 1,000 every single night. But I think Carmichael Dave said it best. Can we get 70 games of that? Because that De'Aaron Fox is getting the Supermax.
De'Aaron
That's
Fox
it.
is not to be played with right now.
That De'Aaron Fox is getting the Supermax. That's right.
De'Aaron Fox is not to be played with right now.
But how often are we going to see that De'Aaron Fox? That's the question.
Well, we got it right now.
De'Aaron Fox is not to be played with right now.
Now you go to Memphis tomorrow. We'll talk about that more obviously tomorrow. And you face another team. The Grizzlies are 4th in the West. Can you keep this going? Because if everybody is acknowledging that, Malik Monk acknowledged it. De'Aaron Fox acknowledged it. He said, yeah, people don't talk trash to me often, and there's a reason for that. They didn't say anything to me after what went down. So it's all there, but we need that more often. This team is 10-12. You're trying to get back where you need. This is desperation time, to that 916's point. We're enjoying this W. Don't get us wrong. But this is desperation time. How do you get there? How do you get there? Let's get to Ashley, 916-339-1140. Wants to be a part of the conversation. What's up, Ashley? What you got for us?
Not a whole lot. Just really happy with how the game went yesterday. It was really disappointing, like I said the other day, when we lost to the Spurs, especially when we had the points in the paint differential we had. I think that's the first time I ever saw such a big differential in points in the paint, and that team not win. So it was great to see the Kings come out with a great win yesterday against a team I honestly didn't expect much for the Kings against, based off of how things went yesterday or last year. I'm super, super excited with what I saw from Isaac Jones, and I think that he's going to be a key contributor going forward. And as far as how we unlock that, Fox, I think I'm going to put it on Malik Monk. I'm going to say, hey, he's your buddy. Go over him, get in his ear a little bit as a friend, don't go too far, but, get in his ear a little bit and get him ready for the game.
Great stuff, Ashley. Ashley, don't talk about anybody's family or anything like that, but whatever it is you got to do to get De'Aaron Fox going. Quick look. Nothing really changed from the standings point of view. The Kings are 6.5 games back to Oklahoma City Thunder, 16-5. That's just who they are. But to be fair, Houston Rockets 15-7. And one of those 7 losses against your Sacramento Kings. So they're now 1.5 games back of the Thunder. You have the Warriors, who are completely free-falling as we get to that second tier, the play-in group, if you will. Golden State Warriors are 12-8. The Denver Nuggets are 11-8. The Los Angeles Lakers are 12-9. The San Antonio Spurs 11-10, and the Timberwolves, couple less games, 10-10. Then you have the Kings at 10-12. So yeah, I mean, the reality is they did dig themselves a bit of a hole. But you make your bed, you got to lie in it. So how are you going to turn things around? Last night was a great start, but you got to continue it. A lot of what we heard when we listened to Mike Brown and when you hear from the guys is you got to bring this every single night. Whoever we talk to today in that 12 o'clock hour, I guarantee you it's going to be a lot of, hey, we can't let this be a one-off. That was the vibe last night. Everybody, yes, it felt different because we'd been on a skid here, but this has to be the standard. It can't be a one-off where, wow, look what the Kings did, because that's not winning basketball. Now, some of the things is Malik going to have 12 assists a night? No. But the things that you can replicate, you have to if you want to be one of the premier teams in this league. All right. Could this be the start of the turnaround? We discuss what happened last night in detail, and we get back into the infamous kiss cam and the run that happened right after it. Allen Stiles, Sacktown Sports.
Live and local.
With everything 49ers.
Intercepted by Fred Warner. Dives for the end zone.
The 49ers play on Sacktown Sports 1140.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sacktown Sports.
Kiss Cam was the MVP last night. You may never see it again. Allen Stiles here, Sacramento Sports.
I don't know. I think we've seen that before somewhere.
I saw something pretty nuts. I think it was at a football game, maybe a hockey game. I can't remember, but yeah, it's tough because, it's Scott Moke's got to handle that situation as they're going through.
Or Scott Freshour.
Yes, or Freshour. They got to handle it as it's happening. And yeah, I mean, look, it was inappropriate. And if you haven't seen it, here something very adult happened on the Kiss Cam, which was funny, but very adult. And the Kings subsequently went on a crazy run after that.
Someone got to third base on the Kiss Cam is the best way to describe it.
Emulated third base, if you will.
Yeah.
And it was funny. It was hilarious. If you watch the video, it looks like she says a version of "oh shoot" before doing it. And Matt George had a good note. He thought that maybe it was a bet, right? Hey, if we pop up, you got to do this. Ha ha he he. Then it actually happened. Like I said, I'm not trying to get in trouble here. It was funny. It was funny, yes. It was inappropriate, yes. And the Kings, they balled out after it for a majority of the game.
Okay, so not to get ahead of ourselves here, but I will say I know someone who's worked in this type of behind camera situation, and what happens sometimes is that if you know someone who's in the crowd, you can pick them out. And so my guess is this is maybe someone who's the camera person knows these people and purposefully put them on.
You think it's an inside job?
I'm saying that happens more often than you would think happens in these situations.
Wow. But that could come back on you because it's inappropriate. The funny thing is, if you are the Kings and the marketing staff, you have to have a conversation. Hey, guys, not sure how that happened. How do we want to handle this? Let's be adults. Yes, it was funny. There's a lot of kids here. What are we going to do?
I'll give you the answer to that is just stop doing the Kiss Cam. I've said this for years. It's uncomfortable for the people who are watching it. It's uncomfortable because you don't know who you're going to be panning to.
So last night, there were like at least 2 or 3 dads and daughters and you can see them mouthing, "That's my dad" or "That's my daughter."
Yes.
And they're trying to power through. Okay, give them a kiss on the cheek, but that's not really the spirit of the Kiss Cam. So I don't know. I've never been on one. So
there's a weird one where Slamson is sitting in the crowd with someone, which obviously is a plant, but it's just like, what are we doing here? But I will say, even though I'm a fan of just stop doing that at sporting events, it's incredibly uncomfortable for everyone. It delivered an all-timer of a moment yesterday when our lady, who has a nickname that I don't want to call her because it's a little bit mean, but this lady ended up sparking an incredible run because the Kings were playing real sloppy before that, and then all of a sudden they jumped ahead.
Look, the Kings go on a run here. She's sitting front row. She deserves to sit front row, and I guess the guy too. They both deserve to sit front row. If the Kings go on a 20-game run here, I'm all for it. But I can imagine it was a very tough, annoying, funny conversation with the Kings marketing team on how they're supposed to handle that. And by the way, I know enough people have gone to games here. 916-339-1140, text line, call line, and the Sack Chat. Let's have some fun. Do you agree with Kyle? Have you ever been on the Kiss Cam? Did it make you uncomfortable? Did you get caught with a friend or was it your dad or your mom? Give us some kiss cam, because the whole thing was, hey, just give her a kiss on the cheek. But it's just,
I'm going to back up my own point. If you watch the minute-long clip, and it's on Twitter, I've reposted it, Carmichael Davis reposted it.
Of course.
If you watch the full minute clip, there's like 3 people right before this girl who are visibly uncomfortable with this and don't want to do it.
There were a lot of father-daughter. It was just, look, sometimes you guess right. Look, I know being an in-game host, and I got a huge announcement coming for that. It is official, but I'm waiting until we announce it. But as far as, let's just say, sports in Sacramento, you will be seeing more of me, and that announcement is coming next week. So hold on for that. But look, I'm in those situations where your crew picks a person and they think this person's going to be super personable, and they end up not wanting to do it, or they get stage fright or whatever. So all of this comes with some awkwardness. It's just a matter of the level of awkwardness. That's where it's at.
Scott Freshour played it off like a champ too. I know you've done stuff with Oakland Ballers and stuff, so you've been Scott Freshour in that situation. Right. Scott Freshour plays it off like a champ. It is just a wonderful, wonderful moment that we can all laugh at. And as I pointed out, after that happened, the Sacramento Kings made 14 consecutive shots from the field. After the kiss cam lady gets to third base, the Kings hit 14 consecutive shots and went on a 37-14 run. At that point, when the timeout was called, it was right after Jalen Green hits the 4-point play. And according to the scoreboard, it's 50-41 Rockets at that point. And by the end of the kiss cam run, the Kings are up 13 points in the fourth quarter.
So I'm in the post game, and the way they did the post game yesterday, Mike Brown showed up, and then they did De'Aaron and Keegan, which I don't think they do super often, but they had De'Aaron and Keegan up there at the same time. I know I'm not the only one. There was a thought that passed through my head to ask them about the kiss cam, but I thought better of it, because I honestly, I don't think they saw. Maybe they saw on social media after the game, but they come out pretty soon after. But yeah,
you're a better man than me. You're a better man than me.
I definitely thought about it. Then I thought, do I want to? I'm looking around. Everyone's all serious on their laptops. I'm thinking, do I really want to be that guy? So I wasn't.
No.
Whitey's sitting behind me. He'd probably be embarrassed.
But here's the thing. Maybe they haven't seen it go viral, but they all know it happened.
Yeah.
They're standing right there on the court. They know it's just happened. So like, clearly they knew it happened, because all of a sudden they were on top by 13 points and hit 14 shots in a row.
There you go. All right. Well, look, we did it. We found a way to do it in the most PG way possible, and now we are moving forward. But if they go on a run, we might even have to have her on the show if the Kings keep winning. Let's get to Malik Monk and how him in the starting lineup has changed the game. More of your calls, more of your texts, more of your Sac Chat, 916-339-1140. Allen Stiles, Sacktown Sports.
Christmas music is everywhere. The smell of gingerbread is in the air. And wait, what's that sound? It's Santa. He's headed back to Sacramento for the 41st Annual Santa Parade, December 14th in downtown Sacramento. Bring your entire family to the parade route around the Capitol for over 100 floats, including marching bands, pageant princesses, clowns, horses, and of course, Santa himself.
The 41st Annual Santa Parade, Saturday, December 14th with Western Health Advantage, Gurnick Academy, and the California Army National Guard. The fun begins at 10 a.m. Get more info at sacktownsports.com.
It's not your average holiday season. Hold on to your hard hats, because starting Monday, December 13th, Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet is unwrapping the biggest power tool sale Sacramento has ever seen. We're turning up the heat with 12 days of unbeatable prices on all your favorite Makita products and much more. Free batteries with tools, free tools with batteries, and bare tools starting at just $99. Come on down and give us a visit at 6701 Power and Road in Sacramento, or shop our Christmas deals online at fastenersinc.net. Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet. Better tools, better prices.
Get year-end pricing during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on our entire selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline, Civics, and Accords. Plus, with low finance and lease options, now's the time to buy. Hurry in and save during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda. Yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
What sets Ashton & Price apart from other injury law firms? I'll tell you. From beginning to end, all important legal decisions are made directly between our clients and their experienced local attorney. A gate agent flying the plane, the receptionist performing surgery, not a chance. There's simply no substitute for the unique power of the direct attorney-client relationship offered by Ashton & Price. And there's never a fee until we win, and between you and me, we win a lot.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is expanding. I guess you could say the Super Shop is getting more superer. That means more for you, more apparel, more equipment, more shoes, more gift ideas, more of everything you want. If you're looking for the right gift for the golfer in your life, let the friendly team of Hagen Oaks experts help you find the perfect gift. From golf bags to golf balls, from golf pants to golf shirts, from rain gear to golf gloves, Hagen Oaks has it all. And much is on sale. Visit the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Rare Shop, Fulton Avenue at Business 80, or find us at HagenOaks.com.
Bell Brothers presents our end-of-year warehouse clearance with our lowest prices of the year. Everything in our inventory must go. Save big on new furnaces, water heaters, AC units, and more. Plus, receive an instant rebate of up to $2,000 on select furnace and AC systems, and a free standard water heater with installation, and 0 payments, 0 interest financing. Call Bell Brothers now at 916-444-1234, or go online to thenosurpriseguys.com. These deals will not last long. If you have been putting off getting a new heating and cooling system or replacing your old water heater, now is the time to take action. It's Bell Brothers end-of-year warehouse clearance. Our in-home estimates and second opinions are always free. Right now is the best time to save up to $2,000 on select heating and cooling systems. Plus, receive a free standard water heater with installation. Plus, 0 payments, 0 interest financing. Get all the details at thenosurpriseguys.com. Financing based on approved credit.
No surprise guys, Bell Brothers.
You know, when it's all on the line, you need a big-time closer, and that's especially true when it comes to your garage door. And that's why I recommend National Garage Door, 638-4554. Whitey Gleason here for National Garage Door. Whether you're looking to repair an existing door or get a brand new one installed, you need National Garage Door. Family-owned and operated. They've been around since 1974 because service is their number one priority. National Garage Door are the region's BSE, that's broken spring experts. Styles, prices, and quality of the new doors will amaze you. Our garage door was starting to sound kind of, and that's not good. So Kevin from National Garage Door came out. He said patching up the old one was an option, but we're getting a new garage door. We're pretty happy about that. National Garage Door sells quality Rainer branded garage doors. They offer sales, service, and installation on all residential and commercial doors and operators. If you have garage door needs, old ones coming apart, or you're looking to improve your curb appeal, let National Garage Door come through for you in the clutch and be your closer. 638-4554, National Garage Door.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Allen Stiles, Sacramento Sports, taking you up to 2 p.m. Between 12:10 and 12:40, if you're just now joining us, our secret surprise Kings player should be joining us. Always subject to change with this stuff, but should be joining us. A lot of guesses on who it could be. Very excited, whoever it is, and very grateful to have them on the show. Spend some time with us right after practice. And maybe it's going to be Malik Monk. Malik Monk has been ridiculous in the starting lineup. He has been lighting it up. 46 points, 15 of 31 from the field in his first 2 games. 21 assists in 2 games with 12 assists last night, which was a career high. That's most in 2-game span of his career. Shooting 52% from 3. He's 12 of 23. 0 turnovers in a game for the second time in his career when he has played over 30 minutes.
In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti.
And they still play We Want the Funk. They do. They play We Want the Funk. I feel like they play it when it's a more of a dunk or a huge play. That's when that will get released for Malik Monk, but they still play his Padre tu Santi as well, or Humdiddly.
In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti.
Thank you so much. And Malik Monk which means king in Arabic, as we all
I didn't know that.
Oh, I'm sure you didn't. All right, let's hear from Malik Monk. This is his post game from the locker room, breaking down how he feels being in that starting unit and De'Aaron Fox and getting De'Aaron Fox mad again. Here it is.
Houston, a great team and one of the hottest teams in the NBA right now. And getting a win against those guys, physical game, a lot of emotions everywhere. It's just a great win for us.
To match their physicality and almost be more physical than them is impressive to do. How do you guys sustain that?
Good question. We got to watch the film, see what we did right, see what we did wrong. Then I think we'll figure it out from there.
You had a career high 12 assists tonight. Just how cool was that to get into that starting lineup and figure out a way to make your teammates better?
Oh yeah, they can't blitz me and Fox, so somebody gonna be passing, somebody gonna be scoring at some point, and I was just a passer tonight. Debo gave me a lot of easy assists. Domas gave me a lot of easy assists too. So kudos to them guys. Appreciate it.
So you put up 120 on second best defense in the league. Just what do you feel like was rolling for you guys tonight on offense?
Our pace. We was running a lot, moving the ball a lot, and just sharing, playing Kings basketball. I feel like tonight was so. It was a great win for us.
How fun is it getting when it gets chippy like that to play?
Oh yeah, that's when you want to play. That's why you play basketball. Text, people talking stuff. So yeah, that's the love of the game.
After all those antics happened, you guys were on 11-1 run to close out the half, and I think Fox had 10 of those points. Just from your perspective, what do you see from Fox in those moments?
When somebody start talking to Fox, he lock in even more. So I think we need more teams to do that to him.
Did tonight kind of feel like there was a little bit of a weight to obviously the weight to turn things around? Like obviously the loss of 6 or 7, but to get a win like this, can this kind of turn things around?
Yeah, that's a good question. It could, especially with a team like this, them being one of the hottest, the best, second best defense in the league. So, like I said, we got to watch the film, see what we did right, see what we did wrong, and just build on this.
That was Malik Monk talking to some media members after the game in the locker room. And yeah, I mean, he hit the nail on the head. You know, this is a good win, but you got to harness what you were able to do last night and take it on the road with you, bring it back with you when you come back home, and find a way to make this. Maybe this can't be your standard, right? Because it is a long season, but you got to be much closer to this during the season than you have been before. And it was a really interesting game if you look at what the Kings did well and what the Rockets weren't able to do. I mean, Şengün, he had 24. He did get ejected. Jalen Green, as Mike Brown said, got off to a really hot start. Kind of cooled down at the end, but, you know, they just didn't really have enough horses. 28 points for Jalen Green. He was 5 of 8 from 3. Fred VanVleet was really the issue for the Rockets last night. He, as the point guard, he had 1 assist. He was 6 for 17 from the field, had a couple nice mid-ranges, but he was 1 of 10 from three-point range. He managed to get 13 points, but they really are going to need, and as Kyle mentioned yesterday, they don't have a 20 point per game score on the team, so they're kind of doing it by committee. And you did get, like I said, 24 from Şengün and 28 from Jalen Green, but you know the issue, and you got 16 from Tari Eason. Honestly, this is just how the game goes. Jabari Smith Jr., 6 points. You probably need more from him. He was 2 for 7 from 3-point range. You know, guarding the 3 ball is something that the Kings have talked about. Tari Eason had 16 points, but he got fouled a lot. He was 5 of 6 from the free throw line. He was 1 of 5 from 3-point range. So Aaron Holiday doing his 3-point celebration during garbage time, number 1 was hilarious, and number 2 is something I would 1,000% do if I was in the NBA.
Yes, absolutely.
It was just funny to me. A lot of people, come on, dude.
I would 100% be the guy who hits the first down when your team is down 28.
At that point, who cares, right? His other brother, they're all 3 of them in the league. Why not? Aaron Holiday in garbage time hits a 3. I'm still going to do my 3-point celly. My dad is really funny. He isn't huge on sports. He likes going for the social aspect, but doesn't have a team. And he just does not understand why. I get a text from him almost every NFL Sunday whenever he's watching a game, and every single time you'll see a record, make it the Bengals, whoever.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase scores, dancing in the end zone. I get a text like clockwork. I just don't understand why these dudes celebrate when you down or why they celebrate when they stink. And I just tell them, well, number one, because they're millionaires either way. And number two, you still got to celebrate your victory, even or your tiny victory, even if you're losing. But that he is the most get off my lawn with that. He just does not understand it at all.
Do you know how hard it is to score a touchdown
He doesn't
in an
understand
NFL game? Do you know how hard it is to get an interception in an NFL game?
He does not understand it.
They do the whole team photograph in the end zone.
I don't care. Yeah,
like
it'll be 5-27. Don't care. I'm getting mine. Aaron Holiday, that really did tickle me when I saw him do his celebration. Because
is he the one that was on the Pacers for a while? I've lost track of my holidays. One was on the Kings. I don't think it was this one, but I've lost track of my holidays at this point.
There's probably another one at this point about to be in the league. But 35.9% from 3-point range for the Rockets. That's where the Kings really took care of business. The Rockets also didn't shoot the ball well from the free throw line, 71.4%. But the Kings returned to form and shot even worse percent from the free throw line. They shot 60%, 12 for 20. They did shoot 46.7% from 3-point land, which was by far, it was just a sight to behold. Keegan Murray, 3 for 5 from 3-point range. De'Aaron Fox, 4 for 6. Malik Monk, 4 for 8. That's really where it was right there. And then, of course, Kevin Huerter off the bench, 3 for 7 from 3-point range. Yeah, 209 is chiming in, saying Green didn't score much after the hard foul by Crowder. You're on to something there, 209, and that's why they brought him in. Go muck some things up and make guys feel uncomfortable. Jalen Green, you see him in person, and I know all these guys are tall, but he might need to be on some muscle milk. He's not a thick player by any stretch of the imagination, and you get tossed around a little bit, and you don't really want that action anymore. He's more of a finesse guy. Let me just chuck up some threes and see if they'll fall. So I think you're definitely onto something. He did go 5 for 8 from 3-point range, but yeah, once you no longer want to get into that paint because you don't want them problems, them Jay Crowder problems, and that's the type of stuff to that point that doesn't show up in the in the scorebook. Jay Crowder, no points last night, and he was technically a -5 if you care about plus minus, based on one game. But that's the type of stuff that you bring in a dude like that for.
It wasn't a good game for Jay Crowder, but it wasn't Colby Jones playing 20 minutes and putting up 0 points. He was doing some things well for the Kings last night, which is fine when the other 7 players in the rotation are all scoring in double figures.
Yes.
Then you're totally fine.
That's not how we felt against the Spurs when they couldn't score, and Jay Crowder, he took at least a couple shots, and you really needed those threes to fall, and they did it.
When Kevin Huerter was posting those 0 lines and Keegan was going 2 for 10 from the field,
right?
That's when we looked at Jay Crowder or Colby Jones or whoever it was. It was like, can you give us something on offense? Because we just needed offense from anywhere.
Yeah, the 916, if moving Malik to the starting lineup sparks a Kings run going forward, could that actually end up being used against Coach Brown for waiting so long to try it? Could this backfire on him in the future? I think that's an interesting question, 916. It did cross my mind in a way, as far as we also don't know who else was a part of these conversations. We know Monty McNair has said, hey, maybe you guys should focus on offensive rebounding more. I don't know how much Monty McNair and, dare I say, Mr. Vivek are in those conversations as far as the starting lineup. You might be onto something if those conversations, if they have any say in the lineup. If it's always been Mike Brown, I think it's just what Mike Brown thought was best. But if there were conversations and he pushed back, that's quite possible. Let's dig into that a little bit more on the other side. Let's also get into Isaac Jones, the newest member of Found Money, not Young Money, Found Money. Allen Stiles, Sacramento Sports.
Christmas music is everywhere. The smell of gingerbread is in the air. And wait, what's that sound? It's Santa. He's headed back to Sacramento for the 41st Annual Santa Parade, December 14th in downtown Sacramento. Bring your entire family to the parade route around the Capitol for over 100 floats, including marching bands, pageant princesses, clowns, horses, and of course, Santa himself.
The 41st Annual Santa Parade, Saturday, December 14th with Western Health Advantage, Gurnick Academy, and the California Army National Guard. The fun begins at 10 a.m. Get more info at sacktownsports.com.
So right now may be the perfect time for you to rethink how you pay for health care. And here's why. This time of year is decision time for a lot of people, but it's also when you can join MediShare and save even more than usual. For many families, joining MediShare means saving about $500 a month, which is a game changer for a lot of people, obviously. But what's more, MediShare members like it a lot. Their satisfaction rate is 98%. Imagine that. And MediShare is a proven thing, too, for over 30 years. It's a Christian community of hundreds of thousands of people now. And here's the thing. If you join before December 15th and you mention the promo code SHARE, they'll waive your application fee. So you save even more right off the bat. I'll give you the number here in a second, but just call and you'll get a price within 2 minutes. And again, the deadline is December 15th. So call now. You'll save even more. Here's the number. 877-26-BIBLE. That's 877-26-BIBLE. 877-26-BIBLE.
The holiday driving season is here, and my good friends over at Jiffy Lube have an awesome holiday oil change special going on right now. Get a full synthetic oil change starting at just $76.99 with a $33 off coupon online. That's right, starting at just $76.99 for up to 5 quarts of full synthetic motor oil with the online coupon. Go visit jiffylube.com right now, find a location near you, and get that $33 off full synthetic oil change coupon now. Most vehicles are covered, especially vehicles and diesel are extra. You got to show the coupon for discount. See the store for details. Happy holidays from Jiffy Lube.
Coach Doug Christie here for your truck headquarters, reminding you that every deal at Folsom Lake Ford is a slam dunk. Shop all your favorite models on sale now, including America's best-selling truck for over 47 years, Ford F-Series, plus a huge selection of Broncos, Bronco Sports, and all of Ford's award-winning SUVs at FolsomLakeFord.com. Listen, I know a great play when I see one, and if you want to save on a new Ford, you gotta drive the lane straight to Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall. Right now, buy any new Ford with 0 down on approval of credit. Save big with low interest financing, and Folsom Lake Ford always pays top dollar for your trade. So hurry to Folsom Lake Ford, a 6-time Triple Crown winner for sales and service excellence. That's why they're my trusted dealer, and they should be yours too. Tell them Coach Doug Christie sent you, or shop them online at FolsomLakeFord.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave here for my friends at American Energy, and they, as always, want to help you stay warm this fall and to make sure your system is operating safely. So right now is the time to take advantage of the $49 fall tune-up inspection, regularly $119, and that includes a full safety inspection, a full duct inspection, and if your system is over 10 years old, the tune-up is on American Energy. So give them a call right now, offering $50 off your first recommended repair, or if you need a new furnace, half off the price of a new unit. Check them out at theaeway.com. That's the AE, like American Energy, way.com for an instant quote. In business for a long, long time. A-plus Better Business Bureau serving the greater Sacramento area. Get in there today at theaeway.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9998 now.
Serious accident. You deserve the law offices of Jeremy Winter. 877-637-3237. Jeremy lost his mother in a car accident and knows firsthand the pain caused by tragedy. That is why he became an attorney to fight for others who are going through a tragedy. If you've been seriously injured in an accident, you deserve more. You deserve better. You deserve Jeremy Winter. 877-637-3237.
The Big O Tires Black Friday sale is still going. Buy 3, get 1 free on hundreds of select tires, including our exclusive Big O branded tires. Hurry before the Black Friday sale ends December 8th. Installation required, disposal fees extra, not valid with other offers. See Big O dealer for details.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sacktown Sports.
Mm-hmm. Allen Stiles here. Sacktown Sports taking you up to 2 p.m. We are rocking and rolling. We're getting close to that 12 o'clock hour. The secret surprise Kings guest, subject to change. But we are excited to get them. It might be We Want the Monk. Remember that remix, and they do play it in the arena. You'll hear it from time to time. They still go with the priest chant or whatever it is. Yeah, still get that, but for the big plays, you will get We Want the Monk as well. From the 916, I loved the D last night. We went high on all screens and really D'd up Mad Fox is great. We need more of these gritty games. Jones gave us good minutes. Keegan in the corner was money. We actually called plays for DeMar. Easy buckets when needed. Good stuff, Folsom Mike. Yeah, the DeMar piece, which we really haven't spent a ton of time on. At the beginning of the show, I talked about a play where he tried a 360 pass to Keegan in the corner, and he was wide open. DeMar DeRozan was. That was a level of DeMar DeRozan that I think, again, that was the recipe for the Kings' success. You guard the three-point ball aggressively. Okay, I saw somebody on the Sack Chat bringing up that you definitely had some hard fouls or what we were talking about, what we were pleading for. Lawrence Dubois on the Sack Chat. Styles, you were right. Kings played tough, gave a few hard fouls, and didn't put up with their crap from the Rockets. So you guarded the three ball well. Offensively, you stuck to the plan. You got balanced scoring. You got some minutes, some great minutes off the bench from Isaac Jones, Kevin Huerter, a couple guys contributing from the bench, just balanced scoring all the way around. And yeah, you had a DeMar DeRozan. He still played 34 minutes, still put up 15 shots, but Domantas Sabonis put up 19 and De'Aaron Fox put up 19. And it was a very controlled, hey, when we need a bucket, DeMar, go do your thing. And, they tried to exploit the Fred VanVleet matchups a couple times. He was running along the baseline. So the DeMar DeRozan piece, it wasn't as DeMar DeRozan heavy as we've seen. And I think that's a good thing, right? And he gets 5 assists and 5 rebounds. So he's stuffing the stat sheet as well. So, it was just a great game all around as far as the Kings are concerned. And they got to keep it going, man. This is from Shams around the NBA. Phoenix Suns all-NBA forward Kevin Durant will be reevaluated in 1 week due to a left ankle sprain, sources tell ESPN. Durant suffered the injury while landing on a Spurs player's foot during Phoenix's win on Tuesday night. Look, he's been in and out of the lineup. That Suns team, I just bring that up because this thing ain't over. Kings have to take care of their business, but every team is dealing with something. The Suns were off to 6-1, 7-1 start. So if you can find your footing here and stop losing to bad teams and start to figure out your identity, and hopefully the Kings get healthy, get Trey Lyles back, and they stay healthy, this thing ain't over. Now, I don't know that they'll be a top seed. I'm not saying that, but this thing is not over as far as 4, 5, 6. The Warriors have come back to earth. Some of these other teams, whether we believe in them or not, do you believe in the Clippers? They're the 5 seed right now. I know Ty Lue's a heck of a coach, but do you believe in them? The Suns are a 6 seed right now. Do you believe in the Mavericks? Do you believe in the Grizzlies? It's possible. I know a lot. The Mavericks, you should believe in them because that finals run, but I don't necessarily. We're going to see straight up tomorrow, and the Kings actually have played the Grizzlies pretty well in recent memory. I know Ja missed some time last season, but I'll never forget. I think was it New Year's where they beat the brakes off the Grizzlies in the Grindhouse in Memphis last season. So there's teams that they've struggled with. There's also teams that they've played well against. So we'll see what happens. But some of these teams, do you believe in the Lakers? They got Darvin Ham and JJ Redick, same record, 12-9 through the same amount of games. So the Kings, yes, they have their own issues to worry about. My point is this thing is ever evolving.
So we talked about it yesterday, right? The teams, each of the last 3 years, there's been teams in the same situation that have dug themselves out of the start to the season. At this time last year, the Clippers were 9-10, and they ended up winning 51 games and getting the 4 seed, right? And like the Kings, they were integrating James Harden into the offense, dealing with injuries, making lineup switches, very similar to what Sacramento is doing. 2 years ago, it was the Lakers, who were like 2-13 to start the season. They were 9-10 or 9-12 at this point in the season. They went to the Western Conference Finals. 3 years ago, it was the Timberwolves when Patrick Beverley threw the jersey into the crowd, right? And Minnesota was 10-11, and they went on a giant run, won 46 games, made it to the first round of the playoffs. So, like, it's not dead in the water at all for the Kings. And similarly, they just got relatively healthy again. I know Trey Lyles is gone now, but they just got the important key starters healthy again. They've made the switch to Malik Monk in the starting lineup. There's reason to suspect that the first part of the season Kings, who were 6-5 and beat Phoenix and beat Miami, that team they might be able to build upon that going forward here.
Yeah. So it's not over by any stretch. They haven't made things easy for themselves, but it's definitely not over. And if you continue to get found money like Isaac Jones, it might be able to happen. Isaac Jones, what a game for him. And this is why I hate plus minus after one game. I really do. Isaac Jones somehow was a -12, but if you have eyeballs, all right, or if you were able to listen to the game, however you took in the game, Isaac Jones, 18 minutes, 5 for 5 from the field, 2 for 4 from free throw. I think I jinxed him a little bit because I had never seen Isaac Jones miss a free throw. So I told Whitey as we were sitting next to each other, I said, Isaac Jones might be one of the best free throw shooters on the team. Didn't make another free throw that night. He went 2 for 4. He had 2 rebounds, 2 blocks, and ended with 12 points. And again, just being in that dunker spot, that's just and Alex Len, it's funny because how Alex Len, what they do isn't terribly different, but the way they do it is different. As far as the Isaac Jones versus Trey Lyles comparison, I think they're just different players. And nowadays, you could have 4 dudes all the same height over not if you're 6 foot, obviously you got to be a guard unless you're GP2, but you could have 4 guys all 6'9", and they could literally be 4 different positions. That's where we're at right now in the NBA. So I do think that Isaac Jones may quote unquote take some of Trey Lyles' minutes, but I also think that there are things that Isaac Jones can do that Trey Lyles can't do. There are things that Trey Lyles can do that Isaac Jones cannot do. The whole thing of it is Trey Lyles hasn't necessarily been doing those things lately. You got to get healthy, and we got to see more of him. As somebody on the text line earlier said, look, between Isaac Jones and Jay Crowder, might be tough for Trey Lyles to get minutes, and you're not wrong. You know, the Jay Crowder piece, that might be more of the issue for Trey Lyles than Isaac Jones. Isaac Jones is being used more to give Domas a break. I mean, Domas, he still eclipsed 30, but he only got 32 minutes. Normally, you're in a dogfight like that against the second team, against Şengün and the second team in the West. You normally see Domas sitting at about 35, 36 minutes.
Which, by the way, if Trey Lyles does not find as many minutes as he did before his injury, that's a good problem to have at this point, because we were so desperate for any kind of forward help. And now you have Jay Crowder. Now you have Isaac Jones. Maybe you bring back Trey Lyles, but they've figured out the rotation. I mean, DeRozan's been playing the 4. There was one time they went with the super small lineup and had Keegan at the 5 last night. So it's a better situation now than it was even 3 games ago, thanks to signing Jay Crowder, and thanks to Isaac Jones becoming, as you like to say, found money all of a sudden after finally getting a crack at the lineup. Yeah, and the other thing of it too is you can also, if you wanted, even if it made sense, there could be an Isaac Jones Trey Lyles lineup, if you will, with Isaac Jones at the 5, Trey Lyles at the 4. So I don't look at it the same way as last season when Keon Ellis started balling and it was directly, dang, Davion, those your minutes. You know what I mean? I don't look at it the same way as I look at that
last season. I think that with these bigs and how versatile everybody is these days, you just want big bodies that you can switch and swap and do different things with.
But wouldn't it also be nice to finally be able to go to a 9-man rotation for once, even if Lyles is only playing 10 minutes, and then you bring back Devin Carter in a month, and it's like, oh, now we have a 10-man rotation all of a sudden?
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't that be nice to have people Mike Brown can trust with even 10 minutes a game? Because it's either you're getting 15 minutes a game or you're getting 0.
Real quick, if anyone wasn't, and I know Whitey talks about it a lot on the Drive Guys, but if anybody is not familiar with Isaac Jones's story, here it is. Jones grew up in Spanaway, Washington. He attended Ording High School. He entered high school at 5'5" and had grown to 6'4" by his senior year. Must be nice. Let's get to his college career. Jones did not initially attend college after graduating high school and worked at the loading dock at a pipe manufacturing company. He grew another 5 inches. Must be really nice. A year later, Jones enrolled at Wenatchee Valley College at the urging of a former high school teammate who was told he could play for the basketball team if he could also find another player who was at least 6'8". In his final season with the Knights, he was named the Northwest Athletic Conference Player of the Year after averaging 25.3 points and 13.2 rebounds per game. After 3 years at Wenatchee Valley College, Jones transferred to Idaho. He was named Big Sky Conference Newcomer of the Year and second team All Big Sky after averaging 19.4 points and 7.8 rebounds per game. Following the end of the season, Jones entered the transfer portal. He ultimately ended up at Washington State, averaged 15.3 points and 7.6 rebounds per game, and was named first team All Pac-12 Conference. After going undrafted in the 2024 draft, Jones signed a 2-way contract with the Sacramento Kings on July 4th, 2024. The rest is history.
There are a few stories like this in the NBA of like David Robinson didn't play basketball until his senior year of high school, or John Amici didn't pick up a basketball until he was 17 years old. But to only play basketball for 5 years and obviously growing 13 inches.
I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, that's the David Robinson story, that like being able to go from not playing basketball at 16 years old to professional basketball player by 24 is just absolutely incredible. I love this guy so much. I love this story so much. And I'm glad that he is starting to look like he's going to be part of the rotation regularly. There is not a player on the Kings I'm rooting for more than Isaac Jones.
Well, I know it said he was 5'5". We have to confirm if he still tried to play basketball. Do we know for a fact he didn't play?
I thought I had heard the story before that he hadn't played organized basketball.
Okay, that's probably right. I want to make sure we're getting it correct here. It looks like I'm seeing this, and we're deep in this now. We got to get to the other side. Isaac Jones, I'm on maxpreps.com. Isaac has been added to the Ording 2016-2017 basketball roster. So we will do some more digging just to confirm. But either way, he comes out at 5'5". He graduates high school at 5'5", and then just goes on a journey that not a lot of us go on. So great stuff from Isaac Jones. Let's talk about how sustainable all of this is on the other side. We'll get back into the minutes and whether the Kings can keep it going. Allen Stiles, Sacktown Sports.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at tryethos.com. That's tryethos.com.
Hi. I'm Justin Gingery. One of the most common questions I receive is what makes us different from other law firms. At Gingery Hammer and Associates, we handle your case from beginning to end. Whether your case reaches a settlement, whether we need to file suit, or even take it all the way to trial, we will be with you along the entire way. And because we are committed to you and your case, we are as invested as you are in making sure you get the outcome you deserve. If you have an injury, just call Gingery.
Ba, 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 ba. Yep, 'tis the season. Hey, if you take pride in your gift giving, here's a great idea for you. Gift cards from the Good Feet store. Okay, so arch supports aren't exactly what they've been hinting for, but you know they'd love them. And with the Good Feet lifetime warranty, it's a gift they'll enjoy forever. Buy a Good Feet gift card now, and Good Feet will boost its value 20%. That's a 20% gift from the Good Feet store. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Vacaville, and in Reno on South Virginia Street.
Get year-end pricing during Happy Holidays at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on our entire selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords. Plus, with low finance and lease options, now's the time to buy. Hurry in and save during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Give your family a real treat. Bring out all the flavors of the upcoming holidays with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. And get this, Napoleon Grill's Black Friday Cyber Mondays include a limited time $300 off their top-selling Phantom Grill and 15% off all gas, kettle, and travel grills. Napoleon grills are built different, built better, built to last. Complete with a lifetime warranty and premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Whitey and Napoleon Grills wish you happy holidays. Visit Green Acres Nursery today for your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
Here comes Floyd, throw over the middle. Intercepted by Fred Warner.
Faithful to the Bay.
Fred gets up and runs back the other way, 30.
Be there December 12th for Thursday Night Football at Levi Stadium as the San Francisco 49ers take on the Los Angeles Rams.
20, one block and he's in.
This battle of NFC West rivals is presented by Rakuten.
Touchdown!
Tickets are available now. Secure your seats today at 49ers.com/tickets.
San Francisco!
KHD KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacramento's official home of the 49ers.
San Francisco!
Sacktown Sports, 11.
Zero star
Did not have a
prospect.
single college offer. This is courtesy of Eric Olson for the Associated Press. He did a story on him when he was in March Madness. Jones grew up in Spanaway, Washington, went to high school in Ording. 5'7" as a freshman, 6'3" as a senior. He was a good player on a bad team. And then after high school, he got a job at the Puget Sound Pipe and Supply and fell into an unhealthy daily routine of going to work, going home, playing video games, and overeating. Meanwhile, one of his best friends, high school teammate Joseph Lowe, was looking for a place to play and cold called Hardin to see if a roster spot was available. This is the coach at Wenatchee Valley, about 3 hours east of Seattle. He said if he knew anyone who was 6'8" or 6'9", he could join the team. And so his friend convinced Jones to come with him 2 hours from where they were to play for the community college team.
There you go. Great story. And we hope this story can either way, great story, but we hope that he continues to build on to that story for your Sacramento Kings. We are getting close to game time here as far as the secret surprise guest, subject to change. We are waiting for that note and waiting for that call. So don't go anywhere. Don't move a muscle. Like we said, it was around 12:10 to 12:40. So when we have whoever that person is, we will be sure to get through all your questions that you may have for them and make you very much aware. Let's get to some of these texts as we discuss how sustainable all of this is for the Kings. We were reading through some of the minutes, and it does look a little bit better than it has in the past, but still not great. This is from the 916. Big win, not trying to be negative, but dang, how come they couldn't have figured this out last year? It just seems so obvious. They just need a little toughness, a little help at the 4. They were trying to find it somewhere. And, I know there are people thinking, well, what about some of the guys from the G League? And, as far as the G League is concerned, it seems like they have a ton of guards. I know Drew Timme is down there. He wasn't down there last season. They go out, they get Orlando Robinson. They get Isaiah Crawford. They get Isaac Jones. So funny enough, even though they went with a guard to start the draft with their first round pick, essentially everything else was trying to get some length and seeing if you can get some found money. And that's what they have right now with Isaac Jones. Now, at the end of the day, is a backup forward, small center wing group of Jay Crowder, Isaac Jones, and Trey Lyles enough to compete for a championship? I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but at the end of the day, it is enough for right now, and it's more than what they had. So that's all that we can really ask for. From the 916, talking about last night, the defense got over more screens than I can remember in years. Our inability to fight through tough screens beyond the arc has killed us. The Rockets still had multiple open looks from 3. However, they were heavily spaced out. They couldn't get into a rhythm. We let these teams get into that rhythm, and it's a wrap. That's Chris from OV. Yeah, shout out to you, Chris. Yeah, they definitely got over. And look, that's the thing. Bottom line is you're going to give up open looks, right? That you're going to give up open looks. The Kings get open looks. They just haven't been hitting them. Every team is going to give up open looks. It's just limiting the open looks. And honestly, it's also limiting the timing of the open looks. You come into another team's building and, you want to make your presence known and you want to feel comfortable. And I think Mike Brown, when we played his post-game presser, when they said that they, decided to blitz Jalen Green pretty early on in the game, that was a situation where, the Kings have far too often let teams get comfortable in the first quarter. And they've talked about it time and time again. And you get comfortable and now you blink and all of a sudden it's the third, fourth quarter, and you got guys that you got to Google and you don't even know who they are hitting threes because they hit a 3 their first rotation, their first spot off the bench in the second quarter. And now here in the fourth quarter, they still feel good about it. So you got to eliminate stuff like that. The stars will be stars. Yeah, the Rockets are interesting because they don't really have a star yet. Jalen Green isn't there yet. Şengün is, a lot of people call him a young mini Sabonis, so they don't really have a go-to guy to get a bucket. Fred VanVleet, again, not a great game. So I don't really know how real the Rockets are, but they were real the last 10 out of 12 games coming into last night. So that's how we're looking at it. But ultimately, didn't have a guy to specifically stop.
Yeah, and they don't have a 20-point per game scorer, which we've mentioned, but also their offense is not good. Like, not having a balanced offense is not inherently a bad thing, but sometimes you just need a bucket getter.
And they didn't have that towards the end. And Şengün went on a crazy stretch of like 6 to 8 points, something like that. I think that was to end the third or to start the fourth. But besides that, that's just not going to be enough. And by that time, Jalen Green still put up 28. Jalen Green put up 28 and Şengün put up 24. So you still got to be able to get something else from someone, and they didn't last night.
Yeah, I don't know what it's going to take for Jalen Green to beat the empty stats allegations, because like when they were tanking and he was the first draft pick of a really long rebuild, everyone made the joke because he had one of the worst plus minuses in the league, but he was putting up numbers. At this point, the Rockets are winning games. Their offense still isn't good, but like Jalen Green has been excellent. And at this point, I feel like his reputation is what it is because he spent so many years playing for terrible Rockets teams.
Yeah, they're waiting for him to take a leap. And, look, he's just I think he's a bit of a front runner. And I think a lot of young players are. Things are going right. And hey, you're talking trash and you're saying, what's up and all this. And then the tides turn and you don't have enough in the tank right now to get back over the hump. So young team, they add a Fred VanVleet, they add some veterans like Fred VanVleet and Dylan Brooks, but who knows what they will be. This could start their their demise or just more of realistic expectations. Or regression. So there it is. All right, let's get to this 530. 530 says the starting lineup is championship caliber. Just get a solid bench and who knows what can happen. I think you're right, 530. We got to see more from Malik Monk and what that starting lineup is giving us. Keegan Murray, 13 points. You just weren't even getting that. Can you give us double digits on most nights, Keegan? Can you do that for us? So they can play to that level, but the bench is extremely important as well. And you look at some of the names that we've said, it's probably not enough. Rob, I think, was our first caller of the day, or it might have been TC, but Rob kind of chimed in and said we still need something else off the bench, and that's right. That's right. Or another piece, not necessarily off the bench, but somewhere you're going to need that. You're going to need to add on. So, is what they did last night sustainable? A long-winded way of answering that question. No, it's not. They do need something else, and that something else could be Trey Lyles if he turns it around. But what they did last night, I don't think is a recipe to a parade in Udoka. I don't think that. I don't even know if that's a recipe to stay out of the play-in, to be honest, because, Sabonis, 27 points, he's not normally going to be up there. He only had 7 rebounds, a weird rebounding night for both the big men. DeMar DeRozan, 16. I think, he can get 16 whenever he wants. There were some parts of it that were sustainable. I think the bench is what worries me. And can Keegan Murray even give you what he gave you last night? I know it feels like a low bar, but, 7 rebounds. He's guarding some of the better players. I think he was on Jabari Smith a lot. I didn't see him on Jalen Green a ton. I'm sure he spent some time on him. And that's another interesting thing about no Keon Ellis with Jalen Green kind of doing his thing that he didn't even get the call.
Yeah, just defensive matchups versus what they were getting on offense. Let me ask you a question based on what you were just talking about. Mm-hmm. So you're talking about play-in versus playoff or wherever from where they are right now. And obviously they're 11th in the West. If we had this setup right now where it's Malik in the starting lineup, Herter off the bench, Isaac Jones getting consistent minutes, Keon, Jay Crowder the whole way instead of just the last 3 games. If we were starting the season from 0-0 right now, and this was game 1 instead of game 22, how good do you think this version of the Kings team is if we weren't trying to chase from behind? If we were starting at 0-0 right now.
Yeah, I would think it's a pretty good team because you're not tricking off first quarters. And even though they did lose the first quarter last night, but there's just it's just a no nonsense, especially with the way De'Aaron Fox typically plays. De'Aaron Fox kind of plays basketball like a boxer, right? He kind of does the LeBron James thing where most nights he's not going to just, I remember it was his birthday last season, I believe, where he came out and had 20 in the first quarter, but that's just not how De'Aaron Fox gets down. Normally, he's going to let other guys get going. He's going to go from there. So having Malik, who is, I would say, very similar to me when I do a radio show, and even when I'm not doing a radio show, just going 100% all the time and just hair on fire all the time. I think that gives the Kings what they need. I think they'd be better. I'm not going to sit here and go crazy and say they'd be 15-7 or something like that. But I definitely don't think they'd be under 500. I definitely don't think they'd be under 500.
Over a full season, do you think this would be a 50-win team, a 46-win team? Like just ballparking it from where?
Yeah, I don't want to go crazy. I would say 48.
Okay.
And I thought that this roster was good enough to get 50. So I think this combination of guys. Now, can they get there now as they're crawling from behind? Look, I posted video yesterday. Devin Carter's going to return soon. Okay, he was taking shots on the court last night. You get Trey Lyles back, you never know.
Hey, let's do some mathing right now in our heads. So if we say that this is a 48-win team for the whole season, so that would mean they win roughly about 58% of their games. If they win 58% of their last 60 games the rest of the way, you're looking at, let's do some math real quick. So that would be adding 34 more wins. How many are they at right now? 10. So
Right.
44, 45 win team basically is roughly what you're talking about. If they could play at what they played last year the whole way through the season, they would win about 45 games right now, which is, I don't know, a play-in team probably. I assume the 11th seed in the West isn't going to be a 45 wins, but last year it was 41. The Rockets were 41 wins, and they didn't even make the play-in. So, those margins are not that big.
All right. Coming up soon. It could happen next segment. Let me say this. A lot of people that were guessing, including myself. So if you were listening earlier, that's a huge hint. You were right on who we are going to get. We're on standby right now, but just got another text. We should be getting that person shortly. Until then, your calls, your texts, your Sack Chat. Allen Stiles, Sacktown Sports.
Thursday night, Kings and Grizzlies. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 3:30. Tip off at 5. Your exclusive home for the Sacramento Kings is Sacktown Sports 1140.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sacktown Sports.
Getting these questions ready. Going to be joined. Kyle, what did you say? The last note was what?
About 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay, 10 to 15 minutes, so don't move a muscle. So I'm typing up these questions right now. 916-339-1140. That means we have time for some calls and texts. If you are, what? So, is it Wing Wednesday? Do people still do Wing Wednesday? That's still a thing. Back in my day, you get 50-cent wings. Christopher Lott's still in there. He remembers that. 50-cent wings.
Yeah, I think it's Mondays now are the big discount days, at least at certain chains that don't sponsor the station, so I can't say their name.
Because wings are shady expensive. I'll go wings now. Wing Wednesday nowadays is a half dozen for I don't know, $8-9. That's not a deal.
You said before it was 50-cent wings on Wing Wednesday.
Back in the day.
80 cents now. 80-cent Wing Wednesday. And it's got to be boneless, I think, too.
I mean, I'll take it, but I miss the old days. I miss 50-cent wings. I mean, some places you get 25-cent wings. I know y'all know those. I know some places are really big on peanut butter and jelly wings. So I had one. It's not that it's bad. I'm just not really sure why we're doing it. I'm not really sure. Well, if you're enjoying your lunchtime, it's going to be even better as we will be joined by the one, the only, I won't say the name yet because it's always subject to change, but
70% chance.
I am hoping it's this person because I'm already writing my questions down. Let's get to the phone lines, 916-339-1140. And Brandon wants to be a part of the conversation. What's up, Brandon? What you got for us?
Hey, doing good. We got a victory. I like it.
I know. We needed it, man.
So I'm on the whole thing. Remember, I want to let it simmer. So I know people are against it, but like I said, I want to see what the next 15 games are. So game number 1, you got a W. It's headed the right direction. My question for you guys is, with Devin Carter coming back, another guard, do you think that having Kevin Huerter on the team or someone like him who could bring you shooting off the bench is more important than trying to get another big wing? Like a guy I was thinking about that maybe they can trade. I could be off on this though. Was I know Orlando looks for shooting, so someone like Kevin Huerter for a Jonathan Isaac. You start putting him and Isaac Jones and Jake Powder. You got a lot of big wings, and it kind of fills that problem. What do you guys think about that? And what do you guys think about what position's best to keep on the bench? You need to keep Kevin Huerter as a guard or get another wing?
Yeah, that's a great call, Brandon. Look, I'll tell you this much. Either way, it's the better Kevin Huerter plays, the better it is for the Kings. Kyle and I were talking about Isaac Jones. That's a name that is kind of been thrown around a lot. He just signed an extension, I believe, and he's at about 20-something million. So they need to throw somebody else in there. The Isaac Jones thing is interesting, or excuse me, the Jonathan Isaac thing is interesting because everybody thinks he's really valued throughout the league, but he still doesn't start for the Magic, if I'm not mistaken. Right now, he's played, I'm looking here, right now, he has obviously been in the league for a while now. He's played 20 games. Okay, averaging 6.1 points per game. We know he's more of a defensive guy in that way. He's averaging he hasn't started a game. He's averaging 17 minutes per game. And like I said, six points. Okay, he had that crazy 3-point game against the Kings, and I don't know that he's made a 3-pointer since. He averages 2.8 a game. He's shooting 27% from 3, but we know he can protect and at times he can stretch the floor. Last season, he actually got he was in 9th place for 6th man of the year. I don't know. I think that you might be onto something, Brandon, as far as the Magic may be feeling like they're in a good spot and they want to hold on. He's the chip that they want to use for something. The question then becomes, how do they value Kevin Huerter and whether that would be enough? That's ultimately it. Because I'm looking here. He got the rookie extension, and you can make the money work. I don't think that's too difficult. I'm looking here. No, I had it way off. So he is only making 15 mil. And he's making 15 mil, and I say only, of course, but that starts next season. He'll make 15 mil, then 14.5, then 14.5, and then 15, and then he becomes a free agent. He's only 28 years old. So if they like Kevin Huerter, you could do that straight up. I don't know that they would do that straight up, but Kevin Huerter in a second for Jonathan Isaac, I think that would be interesting. But again, well, Brandon, what we say? We said no trades today. We're enjoying the W. We love Brandon. All right. He's coming up on the other side. Quick break. Don't move. Allen Stiles and the secret, super special Sacramento Kings guest coming up next.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
The handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10-5. Touchdown. CMC.
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sacktown Sports.
It's not your average holiday season. Hold on to your hard hats because starting Monday, December 13th, Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet is unwrapping the biggest power tool sale Sacramento has ever seen. We're turning up the heat with 12 days of unbeatable prices on all your favorite Makita products and much more. Free batteries with tools, free tools with batteries, and bare tools starting at just $99. Come on down and give us a visit at 6701 Power and Road in Sacramento, or shop our Christmas deals online at fastenersinc.net. Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet. Better tools, better prices.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kent Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kent Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sacktown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors.
The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is expanding. I guess you could say the Super Shop is getting more super. That means more for you, more apparel, more equipment, more shoes, more gift ideas, more of everything you want. If you're looking for the right gift for the golfer in your life, let the friendly team of Hagen Oaks experts help you find the perfect gift. From golf bags to golf balls, from golf pants to golf shirts, from rain gear to golf gloves, Hagen Oaks has it all. And much is on sale. Visit the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at Business 80, or find us at hagenoaks.com.
Insurance companies perform a very valuable service, but they want to keep their money. Although most cases settle before trial, it is paramount that the insurance companies know that if pressed, your legal team has the experience to take your case all the way. For 25 years, Ashton & Price has earned the reputation that if the insurance company isn't fair, we're ready to force them to be fair. My mom used to warn me, wait till dad gets home. Think of us as dad. The best part, there's no fee until we win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Right now is the perfect time to replace your windows. It's Bell Brothers end-of-year warehouse sale. We're offering our lowest prices of the year on all windows and doors. Plus, instant rebate up to $2,000 when you purchase new windows. And 0 payments, 0 interest financing for 12 months. Call Bell Brothers now at 916-444-1234 or go online to thenosurpriseguys.com. These deals will not last long. If you've been putting off getting to replace your windows or installing new doors, now is the time to take action. It's Bell Brothers end-of-the-year warehouse clearance. Call now at 916-444-1234 or go online to thenosurpriseguys.com. In-home estimates are always free. If you're ready to replace your windows or install new doors, right now, Bell Brothers has the lowest prices of the year, plus an instant rebate of up to $2,000 when you purchase new windows or more, and 0 payments, 0 interest financing. Get all the details at thenosurpriseguys.com. Minimum purchase required. Financing based on approved credit. Cannot combine offers.
Seasons change, but if you hope to stay healthy, your body needs to stay active year-round, whether that's in the gym or on the trail or at work, and that's where the Good Feet store can help. Good Feet's personalized arch support system supports all 4 arches, relieving pain in your feet, knees, hips, and back. And Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Visit goodfeet.com for an appointment or stop in for a free fitting. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Vacaville, and in Reno on South Virginia Street.
Football fans, head coach Tim Plow here. Your UC Davis Aggies have a spot in the FCS playoffs and are hosting a game this Saturday versus Illinois State right here at UC Davis Health Stadium. Let's get Shredville rocking. Gather your group, fire up the tailgates, and get loud and Aggie proud. Your playoffs tickets can be purchased by visiting UCDavisAggies.com/tickets or by calling 530-752-2471. Go Aggies.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
I have gotten the green light to say the name. Get a drum roll, please. By the way, speaking of drum rolls, lucky guess is we are giving away those Thomas Rhett tickets in 30 minutes. So you will have a chance to win. But if your guess was what my guess was, and you can fact check this during the crosstalk, during the drive, guys, my guess was Isaac Jones. And what do you know? We are joined by Isaac Jones. Isaac Jones, thank you so much for joining us here on Sacktown Sports, man. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. How are you?
We are good. Isaac, let's start here. We're going to get into the Kings and the game last night, but a little bit earlier, and I know you were a part of the NCAA tournament and your story is well documented. We were telling folks that didn't know, what have the last 4 to 5 months been like for you to go from being undrafted, you're You're at the junior college, and then you're playing at Washington State. You go to Idaho, you go to Washington State, you get undrafted, you get an opportunity on the Kings. Next thing you know, you're out here lighting a beam. What have the last 4 to 5 months been like for you?
Oh man, it's been crazy. All I can say really is all glory to God, but it's just been a grind, and I just been trying to keep my head down, be coachable, listen to my teammates, my vets, and my coaches, and just continue to learn.
Well, let's go there we're joined by Isaac Jones, big man for your Sacramento Kings. Let's go there. Is there anybody in particular that you've kind of connected to or is showing you the ropes as a vet? I know that the team is full of vets, so maybe there's more than one, but is there anybody that you've kind of vibed with that is, hey, Rook, come do this or come do that or don't do this or don't do that? Anybody like that?
Yeah, actually, I've had a lot of help, so I'm blessed. Keon was the first one to help me out a lot. And then Domas, I play backup 5 sometimes, so he helps me out. And then Jay, even though he just got here, he talks to me a lot. He makes me meet all the officials before the game, and he's telling me little things to do. And then same thing with Fox and Malik. I have a pretty good group of vets, so I'm just blessed.
There you go. Got to meet the refs. Got to make sure everybody is on the right side of things. And look, the refs weren't very happy with the Rockets last night. Things got a bit chippy. How was it being in a game like that? I'm sure you had in the Pac-12. I'm sure you had something with UW or whoever it was. But how was it being part of a chippy game like that? Get the juices flowing a little bit?
Well, yeah, coming from JUCO, there's a lot of games like that, a lot of hotheads in JUCO, so it just felt like I was back at home.
Yeah, there you go. Talking to Isaac Jones. He is doing his thing forward, big man for the Sacramento Kings. You tie your career high last night, Isaac. What's been working for you in the spots and opportunities you've been given?
Just playing as hard as I can, and just giving it my all, and just paying attention to little details like where I got to be on certain plays and stuff like that, but I know if I just go out there and play as hard as I can, I know it's annoying to guard, and a lot of people don't want to do it.
Mm-hmm. Talking to Isaac Jones. During that final substitution, Isaac, obviously the media will ask you certain questions, and I'm sure you see it. You try to ignore it, but everybody sees it, the fans as well. During that final substitution, I was in the building. It felt like the fans, there was – obviously everybody was elated, but there was also a bit of a sigh of relief, if you will. When I watched everybody dap everyone up during that final substitution, it felt like, man, we did it. Let's turn this thing around, get back on the right side of things. Did it feel like that for you, or was it just 1 out of 82?
I would say a little bit of both.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we love to win a game, and we did the little stuff right, like the coach has been preaching there. So we just proved to ourselves that we're capable, and that we just got to stay on top of it. So I'd say a little bit of both.
Malik Monk last night talked a lot about the tape that you need to watch because you played such a good game, and Mike Brown said the same thing. Hey, we don't want this to be a one-off. We want this to be the standard. Have you gotten a chance to look at the tape last night, and what was working for you guys that you can replicate going into Memphis tomorrow night and moving forward?
Definitely communication. Like, I watched a little bit of the game, haven't seen it all yet, but just communicating on defense, like Coach talked about when he told us to blitz, and then we communicated it without the team knowing that, and playing hard and crashing the glass, really. I feel like that sets the tone for us.
There you go. Isaac Jones, just a couple more for you, and these are more fun. The people on our Sac Chat, that's our YouTube and the text line, they want to know, did you have at any of the levels that you played, look, we don't want to just give you a nickname. Did you have a nickname at any of the levels, or are you a blank canvas right now?
So in junior college, I came in, I was a pretty big kid, and I came in with my best friend who was a small white guy. So they used to call him SJ and me Big Mike. So I went by Big Mike for like a couple of years.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, besides that, just call me IJ. But, we can get a new one going if we need one.
There we go. You hear it, Sacramento. We got a green light, IJ. We got a green light to give Isaac Jones a nickname. Final question, Isaac. Thank you so much for joining us. How you liking Sacramento? Is there a specific food place out there that you've been vibing with? You up there up north, Washington. I know it rains less down here. I don't know if there are any special foods, but any spots that you've been feeling out here in Sacramento?
Yeah, first of all, I love it here. It's just great, low key. And my family loves it here too. But what do I eat a lot? I eat a lot of probably fire wings, or or go mainstream and go like Wingstop. That's my go-to. But I don't think I found my one yet. Like, I'm still trying to find it.
We can help you. Okay, you going lemon pepper? You going buffalo? What you got?
Hot honey rub.
Hot honey rub. Oh, that might be your nickname. Hot honey rub, a.k.a. Isaac Jones. Isaac Jones, thank you so much for joining us, man. Keep doing your thing. We're all rooting for you. Great story, and we know it's just the beginning. Thanks for taking the time. We'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Great stuff from Hot Honey Rub, a.k.a. Big Mike, a.k.a. IJ, Isaac Jones. Outstanding stuff from our secret surprise guest from the Sacramento Kings. That was awesome. That was awesome. I don't know why I had a feeling it would be him. Just such a great story, and we know it's only the beginning. Kyle, I haven't had Hot Honey Rub. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if you, Verlad, you're back there. Somebody said, Ward in the Sack chat, Hot Honey Jones. Hot Honey Jones. Chris Verlad is giving that a thumbs down like it's Gladiator.
Yeah, no.
I like Hot Honey Jones.
Well, it's just Hot Honey Rub has a better chance than Hot Honey Jones.
Okay. All right.
But I think we probably have to try it first before we come back tomorrow and decide if we're gonna make this a
try
thing.
The wings.
Yeah, try the wings.
Yeah, I've never had Hot Honey. Chris Verlad, you? No, again, he only does his thumbs down. All right, I guess he's just hanging out. Great stuff from Isaac Jones there. I think the biggest thing that he said was the communication as far as the defense is concerned, because in the prior game with the San Antonio Spurs, Malik talked about how their communication was terrible. Switching when they're not supposed to be switching. Not switching when they're supposed to be switching. So it's just been it was just a mess, and they owned it. They all owned it from Mike Brown all the way down. So you got to continue to learn from that. He said he hadn't watched all of the film yet, but I'm sure they will. They got to get on the flight, so I'm sure they're not going to be there. Play it. I almost said PSP and aged myself. What is it? The kids Switch. You still play Switch, the kids?
Yeah, Switch is popular still.
There you go. I don't think they're playing Nintendo Switch at least the whole time on the plane ride, and they will be ready for Memphis. But yeah, as far as Isaac Jones is concerned, that's the found money candidate, and it was. I think it's not surprising at all that he vibed. He said a lot of guys, but he vibed with Keon Ellis, who literally was in a similar situation. Keon, two-way guy, G League guy, and next thing you know, you're playing in the bright lights. You're playing in a playing game against you're guarding Steph Curry in a playing game to get to the playoffs. So it can happen very quick. And Isaac Jones just really humble about the role that he's been on and the last couple months for him. I'm sure it's been a whirlwind. I know when we talked to Keon Ellis during media day, we asked, have you had a chance to really take it all in? And he said no. And I think it's probably going to be the same with Isaac Jones. 1 second you're waiting for a call, the next second you get the call, the next second you're in Sacramento. Outstanding stuff from the 916. Great interview. Love stories like this. I just pray that our GM uses his second round picks, finds gems like this, because I feel like they're pretty much everywhere. Just got to find them. Great way to fill out the bottom of the roster. This team needs as many assets as it can possibly find. Well, it seems like Isaac Jones definitely going to be an asset.
That's an undrafted rookie right there.
Yeah, and that's not even second rounder.
Undrafted rookie. The rest of the league said we don't want him.
You're right. That's right. And 916 is saying a Honey Rub Jones. I don't know about Honey Rub Jones.
That sounds like
that sounds like
Kiss
Cam.
Yeah, I was about to say
like Kiss Cam Part 2. I don't know about Honey Rub Jones, but keep them coming in. Great stuff. Aaron is saying Isacramento.
Verlad gave a visible disgust at that, or an audible disgust.
Isacramento. Are we good with Isacramento? Okay.
No, it sounds like his name is Zach.
I don't mind. What was it? Hot Honey Jones. I like that.
That's the best we got so far.
It's number one so far.
It's either that or Honey Rub Jones was not it.
Honey Rub Jones, yeah, we might have been getting trolled on that one, but thank you, 916. Someone else says HRJ for Honey Rub Jones. IJ, he said he said Big Mike thing was funny. He said Big Mike. He said people just call him IJ from time to time. So we'll come up with something. We'll come up with
Yeah,
something.
we'll have to find something going on. My goal by the end of this is to get one of these nicknames listed on Basketball Reference.
Yeah, big. Yeah, he likes fire wings. He's a big wing guy, and he said hot honey. And it is wing. It's funny enough. He probably participated or is about to in Wing Wednesday. I might go get some hot honey just to see.
Sure. I mean, at this point, it's become a joke. We got to try it and come back tomorrow.
Yeah, we might have to. So I got to tell the missus, hey, I know we're supposed to be good leading up to the new year, but we're gonna have to try these hot honey rub wings.
At one of these places, I guess it'd be Fire Wings because that's the more local one. We got to get, how like they'll name different things for players. If he keeps playing like this, we got to find a way to get Honey Rub Jones on the menu somehow.
All right, and here it is. Okay, what's next for the Kings? The good news is that the Kings beat a team they hadn't beaten last night. The bad news is the other team from last season has now been added to their schedule. And I know they haven't been playing well. Yes, I'm going to say it. I feel like I'm saying Voldemort or a bad word here, but the Pelicans have been added to the Kings schedule. We'll tell you about the weirdness that has arrived from the NBA Cup and what that means for your Sacramento Kings. Allen Stiles, Sacktown Sports.
Christmas music is everywhere. The smell of gingerbread is in the air. And wait. What's that sound? It's Santa. He's headed back to Sacramento for the 41st Annual Santa Parade, December 14th in downtown Sacramento. Bring your entire family to the parade route around the Capitol for over 100 floats, including marching bands, pageant princesses, clowns, horses, and of course, Santa himself.
The 41st Annual Santa Parade, Saturday, December 14th with Western Health Advantage, Gurnick Academy, and the California Army National Guard. The fun begins at 10 a.m. Get more info at sacktownsports.com.
So right now may be the perfect time for you to rethink how you pay for health care. And here's why. This time of year is decision time for a lot of people, but it's also when you can join MediShare and save even more than usual. For many families, joining MediShare means saving about $500 a month, which is a game changer for a lot of people, obviously. But what's more, MediShare members like it a lot. Their satisfaction rate is 98%. Imagine that. And MediShare is a proven thing, too, for over 30 years. It's a Christian community of hundreds of thousands of people now. And here's the thing. If you join before December 15th and you mention the promo code SHARE, they'll waive your application fee. So you save even more right off the bat. I'll give you the number here in a second, but just call and you'll get a price within 2 minutes. And again, the deadline is December 15th. So call now. You'll save even more. Here's the number. 877-26-BIBLE. That's 877-26-BIBLE. 877-26-BIBLE.
With the cooler seasons upon us, Advanced Infusion Center remains focused on your health and comfort. Whether you're dealing with a chronic illness or in need of IV therapy, we provide tailored treatments to meet your unique needs. Our caring team is here to make sure your experience is safe, comfortable, and stress-free. With convenient locations in Sacramento and Yuba and flexible scheduling, you can easily access the care you deserve. Explore Advanced Infusion Therapy today. Visit advancedinfusion.com for compassionate care right where you need it.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sacktown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
Did you know that replacing garage doors is the biggest return on investment homeowners can get on improvements? Jason Ross here, and let me tell you about the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, a family-owned and operated company with third-generation owners that's been in business for 71 years right here in Sacramento. With new garage doors from Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, you'll not only get the wow factor, but you'll also know that you're working with a well-respected and proven company. Residential and commercial, brand new garage doors, or repairs to existing doors, they do it all. Take advantage of their free at-home estimates on new garage doors or check out the showroom with no appointment needed. And while you're at it, mention me, Jason Ross, or Sacktown Sports and receive $100 off a new garage door paired with a new garage door opener. Check out their website at ohdsac.com or call them at 916-421-3747. Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, the genuine, the original overhead door. Always look for the red ribbon logo.
Here comes Floyd, throw over the middle. Intercepted by Fred Warner.
Faithful to the Bay.
Fred gets up and runs back the other way, 30.
Be there December 12th for Thursday Night Football at Levi's Stadium as the San Francisco 49ers take on the Los Angeles Rams.
20, one block and he's in.
This battle of NFC West rivals is presented by Rakuten.
Touchdown!
Tickets are available now. Secure your seats today at 49ers.com/tickets.
San Francisco!
Lead generation is one of the most important aspects of any marketing campaign. Let us help you identify your target audience and market your products or services to them. Go to aimyourdigital.com today. aimyourdigital.com.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sacktown Sports.
Thank you again to Isaac Jones. If you missed that interview, it will be up soon on the Sacktown Sports app and on YouTube, or you could rewind on YouTube. We'll also play it at some point tomorrow. Not sure when, but of course we will let you know when that goes down. These nicknames are coming in now, and look, man, the Sack Chat is taking us for a ride here. Chris Verlad told me during the break that the morning show has been calling him Dr. Jones. Okay, there's a Dr. Jones out there. All right, we have the 916 saying Basketball Jones as well. I don't mind that at all.
I think that's a reference from a movie that I don't know.
Yes, it is, Kyle. Yes, it is, Mr. Gen Z. It's a very famous movie. 916. I actually met Isaac at the Wingstop in Natomas a couple weeks ago. Great kid right there. Super happy for him. That's from Carl Thornton Jr. Getting his hot honey Jones. So the Sack Chat has really turned this thing into a whole situation where he dunks. It's hot honey Jones. He dunks like he was dipping that ball in some hot honey. I guess that's Mark Jones or Draper. Then his celebration is he's eating the wing and then throws the invisible wing into the stands.
You're saying the bone?
The bone. This is getting out of control.
Oh, I love this.
This is getting out of control.
I think Ward in the comments has like 2 that I'm not allowed to read on the air.
Well, somebody else on the text line is, yeah. Y'all know we can't say some of this stuff on the air, but keep them coming. What we can say on the air, we will say on the air.
It seems like Hot Honey Jones is the one that's sticking.
I like it. And I think he'll like it. Maybe we'll have him back on. Hot Honey. Hot Honey with the slam.
Why are you doing Gus Johnson now?
Did you hear that Gus Johnson call on the interception? Did I send it to you? The interception! He almost, it felt like he passed out. I'm going to send it to you during the break.
There's one of those. I thought you were talking about the one of him calling the Michigan-Ohio State fight after the game when they do the flag plant thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was funny because anything in the Gus Johnson voice is so funny, but him absconding young people for fighting on the field and sounding like a get off my lawn guy, but in the Gus Johnson voice is just
incredible.
So funny.
916 says, how about Wingman Jones? We need to get a buzzer or a ding in here, but I'm sorry, 916. I don't know about a Wingman Jones. I appreciate the effort, though. Hot Honey Jones is at the top. Ward 1. So, but keep them coming. Let's see if you can ever play King of the Hill in basketball. Well, let's see if you can top Hot Honey Jones, and let's see if the Kings can eventually top their nemesis from last season. So like I said, the good news is that the Kings, they get a win against the Rockets last night. They were 0-3. The bad news is this schedule update came out from what the NBA Cup has developed into and who's going to play where. Sacramento will play at New Orleans now. These games are now added to the schedule. Remember this weird thing that they do. Sacramento will play at New Orleans on Thursday, December 12th. They will also host the Denver Nuggets December 16th. Not great. This is a rough stretch, man.
Although it does set up now where the Kings only play one game in 7 days, which is a nice reprieve. They have to fly to New Orleans and back, obviously, but they play home against the Jazz on Sunday. Then they play Thursday in New Orleans, and then they don't play again until Monday.
That's true.
At home against Denver. So it is 7 days. I mean, basically 7 days off in between, but it is, I guess you win some, you lose some, but like, that's not a bad draw for the Kings.
Where are you getting the 7 days from? They play on the 12th and then the 16th.
Yeah, but I'm saying their last game before that, isn't that Sunday against Utah?
That's December 8th.
Yeah, December 8th. So between the 8th and the 16th.
No, the 8th and the 12th.
Yeah, that's. I'm saying they play one game. So 9th, 10th, 11th.
Sure.
I'm saying.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
Between the end of the Utah game and the start of the Denver game.
I see what you're saying.
I'm saying they get Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off, then Friday, Saturday, Sunday off, and then they don't play Denver until like 7 p.m. on Monday.
Right. So here is what the Kings schedule looks like now. They have the Grizzlies in Memphis tomorrow. They have this season's Pelicans on Friday, the San Antonio Spurs in San Antonio. I'm really tired of seeing those guys. I do want to see if they can get it done, though. I do want to see what the Kings do against the Spurs this go-round. And then, as Kyle mentioned, they have the Jazz on December 8th. After that, they go to New Orleans. That's that newly added game. They go to New Orleans December 12th, and then they host the Nuggets December 16th. And then they have that 2-game series at home, December 19th, December 21st, against the Lakers. And I'm pretty sure I will be at that second game as a guest, because the guy that I graduated with is an assistant coach for the Lakers. So if you see me, you can holler at me, but I will not have a media pass on. I will be going as a fan. So yeah, man. I mean, look, Grizzlies, you can't call the Spurs easy anymore. Grizzlies, Spurs, Jazz, fine. I'll give you that one. Pelicans in New Orleans. I don't care who's playing for the Pelicans. I can't do it. So that's three.
Are you sure? Really?
Well, Brandon Ingram's back, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but like, they're really bad. Like the Pelicans.
Look, man, Kyle, 0-6, brother.
I was talking to Jason Ross about this a couple weeks ago when I was on the morning show, and like, you want to play the Pelicans now. It's like the Kings almost got a bad break by having to play the Pelicans 3 times in 7 days later on in the season. Like, you want to play the Pelicans right now. I know DeJounte
No, I know
Murray's
you want
back.
to. Yeah, DeJounte Murray. I know you want to. I cannot give a team there. I don't care. I don't care if it's the JV Folsom High team. If they are wearing Pelicans jerseys, I'm calling it a tough game. I'm not saying they shouldn't win.
But the Pelicans are really bad. Like, I understand they went 0-6 last year against the Pelicans, and the Pelicans knocked them out of the playoffs.
Sure.
The Pelicans are 4-18. Like, they're really bad.
Kyle, I'm not saying they shouldn't win. I'm saying I'm not going through this list and saying, all right, they should get a W there. They are, until they take care of business, that they are where they've been. So you got the Grizzlies. That won't be easy. Spurs have been a pain. You haven't beaten them yet. The Jazz, fine. You'll get that one. We assume. The Pelicans, I know they're not good, but you haven't beat them in a calendar year. The Nuggets are the Nuggets, and then you get the Lakers twice. Then you host the Pacers, who have been a bit down. Then we're a day after Christmas now. You host the Pistons. You go to Lakers. You host the Mavericks, and then you host the Sixers, who have been down. And then you get the Grizzlies again. And then January 5th, the first meetup with Buddy Hield in San Francisco against those Warriors, who have really cooled off. Then you get the Heat, the Celtics, the Bulls, the Bucks, the Rockets. There's no relief.
I don't know. You snuck the Bulls in there as if the Bulls are a tough team.
Well, you're getting one game. Okay, so every 3 games, you're getting one game relief. You get the Warriors. You get the Grizzlies, Warriors, Heat, Celtics, Bulls, Bucks, Rockets, Wizards, Warriors, Nuggets, Knicks, Nets.
I mean, Nets is not easy either. I'm just going to say.
Right. You have to show up.
Well, yeah, that's why the Kings have, or at least they did as of a couple weeks ago, the hardest strength of schedule left in the entire league. That's just what the Western Conference is this year. And they just happen to draw a disproportionate number of difficult teams, which, by the way, playing the 4-18 Pelicans should help with that strength of schedule a little bit, but you are terrified of the Pelicans for reasons that I guess I understand, just don't agree with.
That's fine. But at the end of the day, this Sacramento Kings team has had an issue with the Pelicans. So until they don't, that is how we're going to treat it. All right, let's get to a break. On the other side, we have our Thomas Rhett ticket giveaway. One more hour here with Allen Stiles, Sacktown Sports.
Christmas music is everywhere. The smell of gingerbread is in the air. And wait, what's that sound? It's Santa. He's headed back to Sacramento for the 41st Annual Santa Parade, December 14th in downtown Sacramento. Bring your entire family to the parade route around the Capitol for over 100 floats, including marching bands, pageant princesses, clowns, horses, and of course, Santa himself.
The 41st Annual Santa Parade, Saturday, December 14th with Shriners Children's Northern California, Gurnick Academy, and the California Army National Guard. The fun begins at 10 a.m. Get more info at sacktownsports.com.
Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at tryethos.com. That's tryethos.com.
At Progressive, we know money can't buy you happiness, but money did help you buy an RV, which means an excuse from working Saturday with your insufferable coworker, Dave. So money is helping you listen to birds chirp instead of Dave chirping about how his toddler is fluent in 3 languages. And it's also why you'll be smelling pine trees in the air, not Dave's tuna melt reheating in a microwave. So save money by bundling your RV or boat insurance with home or auto from Progressive and buy more happiness, or something close to it. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers, not available in all states.
It's time. Shop Black Friday savings now at Lowe's. Shop now and get up to 50% off select major appliances. Plus, get an extra 10% off when you buy a major appliance from Whirlpool, like the new Smart Range with air cooking and the new Wipe Clean coating. Lowe's knows deals. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid 11/6 to 12/4. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for details.
It's Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room. And guess what? Primetime football is back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. As always, offering the best food, the best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. So check them out, Capital Casino, and always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Ho, 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 ho. Looks like you made the ice list this year.
Santa, don't you mean the nice list?
No, ice, because Prestigio Jewelers carries all the ice you need.
For over 30 years, Prestigio Jewelers has offered in-house financing and fine jewelry. Guaranteed credit approval between $400 and $10,000 with no money down options. Make this Christmas season unforgettable. The perfect jewelry, the perfect price, helping you build perfect credit with locations in Sacramento, Stockton, Merced, and Fresno, or online at prestigiojewelers.com.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery from the law firm of Gingery, Hammer & Associates. When you have been injured by the fault of another, you will want advice you can trust. If you know an attorney you can trust, I hope you call that person. But if you don't, please call me. I promise I will be the attorney you can trust, along with my entire team. I have been helping accident survivors recover compensation for their injuries for 25 years, and we can help you. There is no charge for calling. If you have an injury, just call Gingery.
Merry Christmas from Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, and we're still celebrating Black Friday all month long. When buying a car, getting a good deal, it's kind of the easy part. Where Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram really sets themselves apart from anywhere else is the experience, from sales to service and everything in between. It's why so many people keep coming back to Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. It's because it's the place where a handshake still means something. And if you've been wanting to experience that Jeep life, there's no better time than now. SacSuperstore.com, located off of Business 80 across from Hagen Oaks Golf Course.
Your local sports leader in the 916.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sacktown Sports 1140.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sacktown Sports.
Yeah. All right. We're going to do this giveaway, but I have something to say. All right, I got something to say. But we're going to do this giveaway first. We're giving away a pair of tickets to see Thomas Rhett at the Shoreline Amphitheater on September 27th, 2025. Tickets go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. Hit up the Folsom Lake Honda hotline right now, looking for caller number 7. Caller number 7 to win those pair of tickets. For more info, visit sacktownsports.com, 916-339-1140, 916-339-1140, 916-339-1140 to go see Thomas Rhett at the Shoreline Amphitheater. See, this is what I was going to say. I don't have a problem because that is a banger to me. That slaps to me. But isn't that considered new country? That's newer. That you got claps in the back. That's very poppy country. No,
I mean, yeah, that's kind of what Thomas Rhett is.
I'm just confirming. Confirming.
This song is also from like 2018, also. So it's a little bit. This is not. He might not perform that song at the concert.
No, he should. No, that's a hitter. I'm just saying. Just like a lot of these different genres of music, and Spotify Wrapped came out today. If you're on Spotify, I know a lot of you are on Apple Music, you snobs. That's a pop song with a guy with a country twang to it. And I love it. But when I think country, this is top 40, man. And I like it.
This is what God gave her by Thomas Rhett.
This is where country's going. I'm in. Him, Shabuzi, give me what you got.
Yeah.
Give me what you got. I might go to this dang concert.
Maybe he'll be at Country in the Park too.
That's right. Country in the Park 18. We have a ton of them. I might be at this Thomas Rhett. That's a banger. Now let me put on some cowboy boots. I'm out there. I get down. Kyle looks like he found his lucky caller. People are still trying to figure out this nickname for Isaac Jones. If you're just now joining us in the final hour, thank you for joining us for however long you are able to join us. That goes out to everybody as well. I know throughout your day, you're dropping your kids off. You got to make runs. You got to make errands. You're working. So if you listen for 5 minutes or you listen for the whole 4 hours, I appreciate you. We appreciate you. 916. And with that being said, Kyle is handling the phone line, so he can't do the buzzer right now. But 916 says Drumstick Jones. All right. Drumstick Jones from Jeff. Drumstick Jones. This is also from Jeff. He's just throwing them out here now. Hibachi Jones, because when he comes in, he cooks. That is a very Mark Jones thing to say. That's not terrible, but no. 916 IJD2. Can you say that out loud? Who is saying IJD2? 916. You're lucky Kyle is busy. He can't. I should have waited to do these buzzers. Come on, y'all. Come on, man. 916, Big Predator. What? This is, I'm about to shut it down like John Taffer and just say we're going with Hot Honey Jones, because you guys, it's getting progressively worse. You got Dr. Jones that's from the morning show, and I'm about to crown Ward and say Hot Honey Jones is the winner. I'm about to say that right there. All right. That's where I'm at. Like I said, Kyle is going to rejoin us. Looks like he found that winner. And I did want to get to this, and this is what one of the texters had said this morning, just as far as not trying to be negative, but what do we do with this, right? Because it is tough on how to handle this win. We have to protect ourselves because we've been hurt before, and it wasn't too long ago when we were hurt before. It was the day before Thanksgiving. Everybody felt like the stars were aligning. You beat the Timberwolves enough. It actually eerily similar, right? You beat the Timberwolves, a game where the Timberwolves aren't playing as well as the Rockets, but a game where they had more momentum. Actually, I think they were on a lose. They had just lost a game or another losing streak, but they had beat you the first two. And they're at home. They're looking to get right. You come in. It's a hard-fought game. It was, I believe, the first game with Jay Crowder, and Jay Crowder's chipping with Julius Randle. You get that W. All right, y'all. You got the Blazers next. You got the Spurs after that. We know the Rockets are going to be tough, but you can get a nice little 3-game stretch in. That's coming off of losing 4 straight. What do? They lose to the Blazers in Portland. I don't care where it's at. You can't lose to the Blazers. And you lose to the Spurs at home, which was also terrible. So we have been here before. We have been in situations where you feel like the Kings are going to turn a corner. So look, I was juiced up this morning. The coffee was flowing, feeling great, and I'm still feeling great. Isaac Jones, great interview. If you missed it, go check that out on YouTube or the Sacktown Sports app. We'll replay it again tomorrow. But at the same time, we know what this team has done in the past. Going back to last season, where it's been, okay, let's get some momentum here. Let's get away from that 500 bug. Remember a couple of weeks ago, I was talking about getting away from the 500 bug in a positive way. Now we're climbing just to get back to 500. And that's a problem as well. That's a problem as well. So can you get back where you were at 500, and then after that, can you finally climb yourself out of the 500 bug? But now you're finding yourself, you got to win 2 more games just to get back to 500. And the Grizzlies are going to be tough because the Grizzlies, everybody's trying to sack up wins right now. You know, the Grizzlies, they never know when Ja Morant's going to be on the court. We got that quote from him. We'll probably talk more about it tomorrow. He said he's not even trying to dunk anymore. He doesn't want to be in a Derrick Rose type situation, something like that. So they're definitely trying to, hey, when Ja's on the court, we got to take advantage, man. You know, because there are a lot of things that happen that lead to Ja not being on the court. So you look at the Grizzlies, and I just read off the schedule last segment where you have the Pelicans, who are bad, but slowly but surely getting healthier. You got the Pelicans. Number one, before you even got that, you got the Grizzlies and you got the Spurs, who you haven't been able to beat. Okay. And then you have the Jazz, who, yeah, you should be able to handle the Jazz. And you have the Pelicans, who stink, but you haven't beat them in a calendar year. And the Nuggets, who you got Jokic, and they're always a threat. Then you got 2 games against the Lakers. Then you host the Pacers. And Tyrese Halliburton always has something, even if he's not playing that well. He's starting to turn it around, and he's going to have something when he comes to Sacramento. So I know. I don't know how to – I think, like I said this morning, you got to compartmentalize it and take it from there. But make no mistake about it, the Kings are not close to where they need to be. And they're not going – they got a handout, to be honest with you. That's why we've been so upset these last couple of days. That's why it was refreshing to just be excited and happy about a W, because you dealt with injuries, but you still got a gift playing the Atlanta Hawks, and then you had the Clippers, who they didn't have Norman Powell. Then you get the Nets, who have to come cross country to Sacramento. You lost all 4 of those games. You get one against the T-Wolves, but then you can't keep it going. Blazers, Spurs, just terrible losses. That is a stretch of terrible losses. So of course not. Of course not. You're not going to have layups in a layup schedule moving forward. You already tricked off the layup games. Maybe this is better for the Kings. I don't know. They seem to play better against better competition, unless you're the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Well, at the very least, it's different now. One, Honey Jones, still the leader in the clubhouse at this point. Number 2, I don't know exactly where the easy wins come in from this point forward, because we talked about earlier, if you can win 7 games against Portland and Utah, then you're ahead of the curve against the league at this point. Well, they've already lost to Portland now. San Antonio was a team that was in the play-in, or was a non-play-in team last year. They've already lost 2 to them. They've got a 3rd coming up here.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I don't know where there's quote-unquote easy games going forward at this point, but I also know that Memphis is a hugely beatable team at this point. I mean, Memphis, the retool that Memphis did last year is exactly what you could hope for, with Jalen Wells and Zach Edey coming in, and it complements the Ja Morants and the Marcus Smarts and everything, but that doesn't mean that they're not beatable at this point.
Right. Well, and you were supposed to take care of business and then win games like they want. That was the path to 50 wins. Winning a game like you won last night, but making the layups. They have smoked all the bunnies. They have missed all the layups that have been in front of them, besides the Utah Jazz. And you're only going to get to play the Utah Jazz so many times. I'm sure they've already played the Blazers twice. So, and you're 1-1 against them. So nobody is going to feel for them, because you had opportunities and you didn't get it done. It's on them. And at least we can say, hey, if they do make it out, if they do get to a 5 or a 6 seed, dang it, they earned it, because they didn't do it. Oh, they just beat the bad teams. Well, no, they actually weren't able to beat the bad teams, but they took care of business against the better teams, and now they're in a position. So they're gonna have to make it happen one way or the other. I honestly, looking at this schedule, I think I forgot, and it's like the film being taken from my eyes. I forgot how bad those losses are. We got to move forward.
Yeah,
but the problem is, now I can't give you grace when you go to Memphis. Now I can't give you grace I shouldn't give you grace anyway against a bad Pelicans team in New Orleans, but you have to find a way to win games that Vegas doesn't think you're going to win, and a lot of people aren't going to think you're going to win.
Sure, but I also feel like they were favored against the Rockets last night, so it's telling you that
that's true.
A lot of it was the injuries, right? It was the injuries all happening at the same time was playing a factor. And granted, injuries could pop up again. DeMar DeRozan still got back problems. He's just able to play through them at this point. Right. So, look, the injuries probably played a bigger factor than we were giving credit for, just because look at what happened last night when they were relatively all back together and put a complete game together, 7 players scoring in double figures. The Minnesota game in the fourth quarter, defense was excellent, 24 points. It was great once they had it all together. So we'll see what it ends up becoming, but you're right. Some of those losses suck because the margin for error just gets all that much more smaller.
Oh, it's a tiny, tiny margin for error. And, it's funny. We were talking about De'Aaron's interview with Hoops Hype, and the article came out saying we can't do what we did last year and lose these games that we have no business losing. Take care of, and he read it off 9-10 games that if we win and just beat the Pistons and the Hornets and the Blazers, we probably are sitting at 51 wins, whatever. Then they literally proceeded to just do the same exact thing. And I know injuries were a part of it, but rough timing there. We're going to keep the positive train going. I know it was just a couple minutes there. We're going to keep the positive train rolling because I want to play some audio, okay? We promised we would get to the Keon Ellis situation. A lot of people have been asking about it, even though the Kings got the win, because I'll tell you this, the Kings are going to need Keon Ellis to get to their goals, even though he didn't play last night. And I want to compare it to something that another legendary coach did last night about one of his young players. And I want to hear from you, 916-339-1140. Kyle, of course, as well. Sack Chat and text line. What would you rather your coach do as far as how they handle their young players? We'll give you the two options on the other side. Allen Stiles, Sacktown Sports.
The only place you'll find Malik Monk is Sacktown Sports.
Oh my, what an athletic move that time by Malik Monk.
Hey Sacramento, it's Malik Monk and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Hello, everyone. It's your favorite president, Donald J. Trump, here to introduce something really special. You're going to love it. My new Trump watches. It's one of the best watches made. Wear it proudly on your wrist, and everyone will know what it's for, who it's for, what it represents. Get your Trump watch right now. Go to gettrumpwatches.com. It's Trump time.
That's right. President Trump has won the election, and now he's released his official Trump watches. Celebrate this historic victory with a Trump watch that stands for strength, leadership, and winning. But don't wait, because these limited edition watches won't be around for long. Go to gettrumpwatches.com now to get your Trump watch before they're gone. Don't miss your chance to own a piece of history. Go now to gettrumpwatches.com and get your watch today. This ad paid for by the Best Watches on Earth, LLC. See gettrumpwatches.com for details. Trump watches are not intended for investment purposes.
Go to gettrumpwatches.com for our Black Friday sale going on now.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
.530 says JUCO Jones. Look, man. You go to a JUCO, you got love for JUCO. I don't think he wants to be called JUCO Jones. Thanks for playing 530. Kyle's busy, but you deserve a buzzer. Kyle, give it to him. Thank you. Jones Bones from Karen Stegman on the Sack Chat. I'm about to shut this thing down. Sweet Money Jones, why would we do that? No.
I like that one.
Sweet Money Jones? I just do Hot Honey Jones.
Well, yeah, Hot Honey Jones is still the...
Yes.
That's still the leader of the club.
This one just doesn't upset us as much as the others.
That's a ding. It's on the board. Again,
Okay.
It's on the board, but it's not Hot Honey Jones, which is leader in the clubhouse.
GP says Johnson instead of Johnson. Come on, guys. Kyle. I think you guys are just trying to annoy me. Is that what's happening?
No, this is how the creative process works, Alan. Sometimes you got to just take shots in the dark, right? So the best ideas come from throwing out 8 terrible ideas.
From the Sack Chat, Ice Jones. You've gone from Hot Honey to Ice.
Yeah, why is he cold now?
I don't know.
Is it because he's from Washington?
Yeah, it does rain up there.
He's also went to
All right.
Washington State. That's really cold.
Ike Jonesy.
Is that a pun on the Ike's sandwich shop?
I don't know. Farmer Bleezy 22 says they should play the clip from Indiana Jones where he says, "No, you call him Mr. Jones after every basket." I don't mind that. I don't mind that. Might be too wordy. You know what I was thinking though? If he was Hot Honey Jones, every time he makes a basket, that Kevin Harlan, it's a chicken wing.
It's a chicken wing, yeah.
It's a chicken wing.
Yeah, I guess the problem with like the Mr. Jones or the Jones, like the jokes like that is like there's 3 Joneses on the team, right? You could make the same joke for all 3 of them.
Yeah. All
Hot
right.
Honey Jones at least is unique for him.
Keep coming, but it's Hot Honey Jones right now. Okay, we wanted to spend a little bit of time on the Keon Ellis thing and the doghouse thing, and these aren't completely similar situations, but this guy's going to go to the Hall of Fame. This guy nearly has as many rings as he has fingers, and this is how he chose to handle his, I guess according to them, future star. Let me get rid of the coding here. Steve Kerr and the Warriors lost to the Nuggets last night. Brandon Podziemski did not play well. He has been shooting like garbage throughout the whole season, as we were told that he was one of the main reasons Lauri Markkanen is not a Golden State Warrior. And last week when I checked, he had the worst 3-point percentage out of everyone who qualified. So he's supposed to be this playmaker now. He takes a bunch of charges. He's a gritty guy. He's going to be a good player, but when Joe Lacob says he's going to be an all-star, things get looked at a little bit differently. So he had a terrible game last night, and compared to how Mike Brown handles his situation, so I'll lay it all out for you, but this is what Steve Kerr had to say about his young player after his rough game.
So Pod's a hell of a player, but he needs to, and I've told him this, he needs to be a smart player. He's one of our guys who's capable of making really good decisions. He had a lob when we were up 12 in the late second quarter that was frankly insane. It's a 5-on-4. You just keep hitting singles, throw the ball to the open guy. He had the same play last week against Brooklyn where he tried to throw a lob over his shoulder. He cannot be that guy, and he can't foul jump shooters. So I love Brandon. He's a hell of a player. He's got a hell of a future ahead of him. But I hope he watches this clip right now of me talking, because he needs to hear it. He's got to be a smart, tough, great decision maker, and he's very capable of it, but that's his next step.
So a lot of people were torn, right? First of all, him calling the pass insane, it got me good. That was just frankly insane. That one got me good there, Mr. Kerr, Coach Kerr. As far as
that was frankly insane.
We got it. We're just finding some gems today. But look, so you have how Steve Kerr handled that.
That was frankly insane.
Insane. So Steve Kerr handles it this way. And I know it's not apples to oranges. Maybe it's more like apples to pears, because the Warriors, without DeAnthony Melton, Brandon Podziemski is going to continue to get time. I talked to some Warriors fans that are friends of mine, and he might be playing a little bit too much, right? But they have decided Brandon Podziemski's a guy, and he's going to get a lot of time. So I don't think they can afford to put him in the doghouse. On the other side, you have Coach Mike Brown, who I don't think he'd ever say anything that specific. He'll get
insane.
He'll get on players and things that need to be done, but I've never really heard him address a specific player like that. But what will happen is you won't hear anything, right? Keon didn't come up in the post game after the Spurs game where he made some mistakes, didn't come up, and Keon sits for the whole game. So it's almost the silent treatment. And I know they're probably talking on the back end, but all we're seeing is a whole game, 4 quarters with no Keon. So the question is, would you rather things be up front like Steve Kerr? And a lot of people are saying, why is Steve Kerr saying this to the media? Why wouldn't he just say it to the player? I'm sure he's had those conversations with Podziemski before. And knowing that Brandon Podziemski is probably going to play next game, so not really a doghouse situation, or we don't hear about any of it, but we are left to make assumptions during the game where a guy gets benched. He got benched for the whole game. What seems more of an appropriate way to go about it? When I first heard this, obviously you're going to respect Steve Kerr because of his past and the history. It's insane. When I first heard it, I thought, man, if it wasn't Steve Kerr and he didn't have almost as many rings as fingers, a lot of people would be saying that's not cool, right?
Frankly, insane.
Versus Mike Brown, who would probably never say stuff like that to the media, but he's just going to sit you, and we're all wondering, why is Keon Ellis not getting any time? Now, luckily, they won the game, and I think that's part of it. They won. Kevin Huerter played well, don't get me wrong, but just 2 different ways to approach things. And when I heard that, and he's banging on the table and literally saying, I hope Brandon watches this, people are going, why don't you just go talk to him? So a couple ways to coach. There are a lot of ways to go about it, but I was a bit surprised when I heard Steve Kerr say that, and I wanted to compare it to Keon Ellis and Coach Mike Brown and how they both approach those things.
Yeah, it's interesting because with Podziemski, it's a little different because this is more like he's making mistakes on the floor that makes it they don't have the choice of whether to play him or not. Mike Brown is in this luxury position in a way of saying we can just put him on the bench. We don't have to address it. We don't have to talk about him. And I think also with Mike Brown, we've just been used to him switching the rotations so much that we just
that's also
have
true.
Stopped asking. Like this,
yeah,
was Sasha,
McLaughlin,
yeah, Duarte last year. It's like we've got it was Alex Len originally. It's like he's done this so much that I think we just kind of are numb to it at this point and trying different people. Steve Kerr, I mean, there's a full 6.5 minute clip, and this is like angry Steve Kerr for most of it. Like we isolated,
they blew a huge lead during the game.
Yeah, we isolated just the Podziemski one, but like the whole clip, Steve Kerr is like his head is about to explode at this point. Like, and Steve Kerr does it more frequently. It's just it's a different philosophy between Steve Kerr and Mike Brown. And if you hear Kenny Atkinson talk too, Kenny Atkinson is kind of a third variation of it, and he used to be Steve Kerr's lead assistant. So it's like each of them have different styles.
Yeah, so there are a lot of ways to do it. We'll see how Brandon Podziemski responds. And again, the same way we talked to Isaac Jones today. If you missed that, go check that out on YouTube, Sacktown Sports app, and we're going to play it again tomorrow. We talked to Keon Ellis after his doghouse situation the first time. And what happened after the doghouse situation? Keon went off for 9 3-pointers. So again, maybe both these guys know the pulse of their team and the pulse of their players and who needs to be coached in what way. But yeah, very, very interesting to see the juxtaposition of the two. All right. We see you, Sal, on the line. Also, show is nearing the end, and we almost didn't play this Ime Udoka sound. So we're going to get to that on the other side. Allen Stiles, Sacktown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Get year-end pricing during Happy Holidays at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on our entire selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords. Plus, with low finance and lease options, now's the time to buy. Hurry in and save during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Ba, 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 ba. Yep, 'tis the season. Hey, if you take pride in your gift giving, here's a great idea for you. Gift cards from the Good Feet store. Okay, so arch supports aren't exactly what they've been hinting for, but you know they'd love them. And with the Good Feet lifetime warranty, it's a gift they'll enjoy forever. Buy a Good Feet gift card now, and Good Feet will boost its value 20%. That's a 20% gift from the Good Feet store. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Vacaville, and in Reno on South Virginia Street.
The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is expanding. I guess you could say the Super Shop is getting more silverer. That means more for you, more apparel, more equipment, more shoes, more gift ideas, more of everything you want. If you're looking for the right gift for the golfer in your life, let the friendly team of Hagen Oaks experts help you find the perfect gift. From golf bags to golf balls, from golf pants to golf shirts, from rain gear to golf gloves, Hagen Oaks has it all. And much is on sale. Visit the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Rare Shop, Fulton Avenue at Business 80, or find us at hagenoaks.com.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sep Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is. Live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sep Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sep's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Alta Vast and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sacktown Sports 1140.
The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is expanding. I guess you could say the Super Shop is getting more silverer. That means more for you, more apparel, more equipment, more shoes, more gift ideas, more of everything you want. If you're looking for the right gift for the golfer in your life, let the friendly team of Hagen Oaks experts help you find the perfect gift. From golf bags to golf balls, from golf pants to golf shirts, from rain gear to golf gloves, Hagen Oaks has it all. And much is on sale. Visit the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Rare Shop, Fulton Avenue at Business 80, or find us at HagenOaks.com.
Bell Brothers presents our end-of-year warehouse clearance with our lowest prices of the year. Everything in our inventory must go. Save big on new furnaces, water heaters, AC units, and more. Plus, receive an instant rebate of up to $2,000 on select furnace and AC systems, and a free standard water heater with installation, and 0 payments, 0 interest financing. Call Bell Brothers now at 916-444-1234, or go online to thenosurpriseguys.com. These deals will not last long. If you have been putting off getting a new heating and cooling system or replacing your old water heater, now is the time to take action. It's Bell Brothers end-of-year warehouse clearance. Our in-home estimates and second opinions are always free. Right now is the best time to save up to $2,000 on select heating and cooling systems. Plus, receive a free standard water heater with installation. Plus, 0 payments, 0 interest financing. Get all the details at thenosurpriseguys.com. Financing based on approved credit.
No surprise guys, Bell Brothers.
Here comes Floyd, throw over the middle, intercepted by Fred Warner.
Faithful to the Bay.
Fred gets up and runs back the other way, 30.
Be there December 12th for Thursday Night Football at Levi Stadium as the San Francisco 49ers take on the Los Angeles Rams.
20, one block and he's in.
This battle of NFC West rivals is presented by Rakuten.
Touchdown!
Tickets are available now. Secure your seats today at 49ers.com/tickets.
San Francisco!
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sacktown Sports.
From the 916. Good to see what this team looks like when Kevin and Keegan are hitting those shots. Great point. We wanted to know what will they look like if these guys can start doing what we thought they were going to do. And we saw that last night. And it wasn't a crazy game. I think that's the biggest thing. Not a crazy game. It wasn't, well, Keegan dropped 46. We're going to win every game if he does that. Or Kevin Huerter dropped 30. No, these Kevin Huerter can get to 13 off the bench. Keegan Murray can get to 13 as a starter and maybe even more as he continues to get used to everything he's being asked to do. That's exactly what we've been hoping for. We were having a conversation about Keon Ellis and the doghouse from the 916. There's no assumptions. Keon is in the doghouse. Brown threw him under the bus after that Spurs game. And it was not, well, let's just say Folsom Mike is saying he didn't really like that Mike Brown did that. DeMar, sure, but doing that to Keon, young guy, you may never recover. That's from Folsom Mike. And yeah, the only thing I can keep going back to, Folsom Mike, is that now Keon did play that game. He was initially in the doghouse. He just came in later and just really didn't have much of an impact. That was that random game we saw Mason Jones, by the way. So, yeah, Keon did play. That's different to last night where he didn't get any time, not even garbage time. What do you think, Kyle? I know I gave my thoughts on it. The garbage time piece, and maybe you agree with me, I just basically thought, hey, Keon is not a garbage time player, so he's not going to give him, because they had 5 guys to put out without Keon, so we're just going to give the time to the other guy. And we're arguing garbage time here, which is not something that, people are going to really sit there and say, oh, well, Keon couldn't get 2 minutes or whatever. But did you think it was more disrespectful that he didn't get garbage time, or do you agree with me he was trying to show Keon a little bit of respect to say, you're too good, we're handling something between us, right, but you're too good? And I'm just looking here, so McLaughlin, Alex Len, McDermott, Colby Jones, those were the guys who, got the garbage time, and then I guess Jay Crowder stayed in or somebody else stayed in.
Yeah, I think it was Crowder.
Yeah, but no Orlando Robinson, and he's working his way back. But no Keon Ellis. So did you think it was more disrespectful or trying to show him some respect?
So I didn't really think of it until you mentioned it earlier in the show. And I think there's two separate points to this. Okay, so number one is my personal thoughts on it, which is once the deep bench comes into the game, in my mind, the game ended right there.
Right.
Like, I don't think about what happened after that. I don't think about who scored, who played. Essentially, I don't even really keep the stats all that much up to that point. Like, I wish the stats would kind of cut off minutes-wise at garbage time.
Let people get their buckets.
Well, sure, but like
Aaron Holiday,
Jay Sean Tate.
Right.
Jock Landale, I think, was in there. God, remember when Jock Landale was an important part of a finals team? Anyways, getting sidetracked. So I don't think of it at all after that point. Like, the game is over. You can put whoever you want in. It's just, honestly, mercy rule would be fine. I don't even think about it after that point. In my mind, the game ended when they pulled the starters. So that's the first part of it. And it's probably why I didn't even think about the Keon Ellis part of it. The second is being a player in that situation. And I don't know if I would have any feelings about it, if I would, I don't know how I would respond to it because I've never been in that situation, right? If I'm Keon and I've just gone the entire game and I haven't played and I don't get in garbage time, I don't know if I'm looking at it like by that point I don't care.
Right.
Or by that point I'm already checked out. Or by that point I'm thinking, did I just what did I do wrong? I don't know how I would react in that situation being a player. So from that aspect, I think it only matters if it matters to Keon or if it matters to other players on the team. I don't think it matters in the grand scheme of the game. And from my vantage point, sitting in this chair in this studio, it doesn't make much of a difference, but I'm not Keon Ellis. I'm not in that locker room, so I don't know the interpersonal relationship stuff that comes with his relationship with Mike Brown and whether, he's okay with being put in the doghouse or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, whether he gets in garbage time or not, it doesn't change the fact that he was benched for that game. It doesn't change that. That's why I think Mike Brown probably thought, what's the point of putting Keon in? Let's just make it a full-blown game instead of, here you go, take some scrappy minutes, where I think he's going to be somebody that the Kings need. All right, let's get to Sal, and then I want to get to this Ime Udoka sound before crosstalk. 916-339-1140. We can still squeeze you in if you have any thoughts. What's up, Sal? Welcome to the show. What you got?
What's up, guys? How you guys doing? Hey, a couple things. I think it was a lot of respect on Brown's part that he didn't put him in there, because I agree that, once it gets to the mercy rule type scrappy minute or the throwaway minutes, as you may say, I think it was a good thing that he didn't put him in there. And also on top of that, I think it sends one hell of a message to not play a player the whole game, including the end of the minutes. And I think it brings a little bit more power to Brown, and he has a little bit of luxury, which is weird because we have these injuries, or we've had these injuries, that he was able to do that. And I think I'm sure Brown has spoke with Keon as to what the issue is, and I think he has spoken about these in the training camp. Brown even said, you can't we're all going to make mistakes in life and in families and business and churches and whatever, and professional athletes for sure will make mistakes. It's when you make the mistakes, and are they unforced errors? So props to Brown. I think it's more power. Kerr, I'm not really much of a Kerr fan. I think he's a little bit more narcissistic in his way, and he has earned it, I guess. So that's my take on it. Hey, I called a couple days ago on the Devin Carter situation. He's not being reevaluated until the end of January. He may come back sometime in February. But here's my thing is, like, we can't put so much weight on this kid's shoulders. I mean, do you think he is at least as good as Keon or better? I mean, I hope so.
Right. No, thanks for the call, Sal. Great stuff. Yeah, as far as I had the from Keon about to say, thanks for the call, Sal. Yeah, as far as Keon is concerned, I completely agree with you. I think it was, hey, this wasn't your night. You know how it is. We're working towards things. And there were a lot of people that said, look, sometimes Keon makes some mistakes. Now you can make the argument, well, Keon has to deal with his mistakes, but other guys don't have to deal with theirs. Kevin Huerter is interesting because it's not necessarily about mistakes. It's just about he's not really as gifted as far as defending the basketball and things like that. So he's not as much of a playmaker, so he's not making as much mistakes. It's almost like low risk, kind of a high reward if he gets hot, where Keon can be high risk at times. And I think that's why Mike Brown, especially last night where Kevin Huerter was hitting, it was, well, we're just using it as a teaching moment.
And the Keon issue is more so the offensive game disappears pretty strongly when it does disappear because he's just passive at that point. Like the ball comes to him and he's like, I'm not.
But I would say Kevin Huerter has been passive too.
Yeah, I guess it's different though because Kevin Huerter has been good defensively this year, but because and he was never like a liability defensively. He was just always kind of average to below average. And this year he's been a good defender, and that's been like a positive pickup. Now he hasn't done it as much in the last 7 games. The deflections are down compared to where he was at the start of the year, but still he's been a very good defensive player, or he's been a better defensive player than they were expecting. So I guess you look at that and say he's been in the league 6 years. He wasn't a great defender. Now he's playing better defense than he had in past years. So we'll take that as a win. With Keon, it's if you're not playing great defense, we have to kind of pick our spots here.
Right. And as a veteran, there's just stuff that Kevin Huerter's not typically going to do. That Spurs game, Keon, he turned the ball over, had a foul, then he fouled again, and he just kind of compounded his mistakes. Like I said, I'm just going to trust Mike Brown as far as how to handle things. It kind of crazy on a thin roster like this that Keon didn't get a minute, but look, you got the win. I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but I did think that it deserved to get a little bit of recognition, and we move forward. I don't see a world where the Kings beat and Jalen Green is Jalen Green, but I don't really see a world where the Kings are successful in Memphis and Keon doesn't play against Ja Morant. I'll tell you that much right now.
Well, who would you say, of all the players on the team right now, who would you want guarding Ja Morant going into that game? Acknowledging that Domas is probably going to have to guard Jaren Jackson Jr., or is Keegan going to guard Jaren Jackson Jr.?
I mean, it's either Keon or Fox.
Okay.
And Kevin will do a decent job. I mean, the good thing about Ja, and I'm gonna find some wood here. He's not a great, I'll say it like this, he's not an elite shooter. So if Kevin wants to do hey, if you want to, I'll just scoot back, I'll drop in coverage. And if he wants to be Steph Curry tomorrow night, that's fine. So you can survive with Kevin Huerter, but again, it just depends on the type of defense you're looking for. And Kevin's not going to get into as much foul trouble as Keon either.
Yeah, they're not going to have Kevin Huerter guarding Ja Morant, but I guess if
they switch everything though.
Yeah, they do all the switches, but I guess if Keon's going to come back and play significant, because he's not in the starting lineup, so he's going to play significant minutes guarding Ja Morant, then it was never about a doghouse situation. It was just matchup based on what Houston was running at them.
And that's probably what Mike Brown would tell you as well. Quickly, the 209. I love that game last night against the Rockets. I think De'Aaron is like the Hulk. That's what we said earlier. The Red Hulk from Captain America, the new one that's coming out. He starts the game like Bruce Banner until something makes him angry. And then he hulks out and goes on a tear. I wish De'Aaron could stay in Hulk mode all game long. Funny you say that. 209, so I'm going to tease. This might come up on the drive, guys, but since I only have 15 more minutes with you, I'm going to get to it tomorrow. But practice has ended. We had Isaac Jones. The rest of the media had Mike Brown, of course, and we will have sound from that tomorrow. So Mike Brown essentially says, yeah, you can't keep choosing your spots like this, De'Aaron, but we will play that for you tomorrow. We're going to play this Ime Udoka sound because I want to enjoy it with Whitey Gleason during some crosstalk in about 2 minutes. Allen Stiles, Sacktown Sports.
Malik Monk plays here.
Headed left, goes right, steps back, launches the three. Nothing but net. Oh, that was just filthy. Oh, my, that was sweet.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Good morning, big freaks. Who's ready to move? Let's start this day right.
Tasha's morning dance parties are meeting rave reviews.
Lose your phones and find your groove.
They need an ops manager to help their community dance the morning away.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Shop Dell Technologies Cyber Monday event for their lowest prices of the year. The future is on sale today with limited time deals on select PCs like the XPS 16 that accelerate AI with Intel Core Ultra processors. Cyber Monday is their biggest sale of the year and the best time to upgrade, but it's only here for a limited time. Shop now at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
It's time now for your 49er injury report, brought to you by Jeremy Winter, attorney at law. He cares because he's been there. In the loss of Buffalo 35-10, Brock Purdy did return from a shoulder injury that sidelined him the week before. But the bad news was Christian McCaffrey, who went down with a knee injury in the first half and did not return. According to head coach Kyle Shanahan, it was a PCL injury that could sideline McCaffrey the rest of the year. That's very bad news indeed for the 49ers, who are now 5-7 on the season.
Serious accident. You deserve the law offices of Jeremy Winter. 877-637-3237. Jeremy lost his mother in a car accident and knows firsthand the pain caused by tragedy. That is why he became an attorney to fight for others who are going through a tragedy. If you've been seriously injured in an accident, you deserve more. You deserve better. You deserve Jeremy Winter. 877-637-3237.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the ultimate lunch lineup boasts wall-to-wall sports and scenic views. When you're hungry and in a hurry, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Drapes, Kyle Draper from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. And now that the holidays are here, there is no better time than right now to head down to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. The Mercedes-Benz Holiday Love Celebration is back from now through January 2nd. You may say, Kyle, what is the Holiday Love Celebration? Well, let me tell you. At Mercedes-Benz of Stockton, you can discover exceptional offers on a new Mercedes-Benz, like the 2025 GLC 300 SUV. It's just $559 a month for 36 months. They also have a full lineup of SUVs, vans, electric vehicles, and of course, certified pre-owned vehicles with rates as low as 2.99% APR up to 72 months on select vehicles. Mercedes-Benz of Stockton believes in the true Mercedes car buying experience. So make the short drive down I-5 to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton and see what a true car buying experience is really about. Or of course, you can go online at mbofstockton.com.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sacktown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting SacktownSports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sacktown Sports.
Who is this, Whitey?
Allen Stiles. Yeah, this is Motley Crue, Dr. Feelgood.
That's right. Dr. Feelbad. Joined by Whitey Gleason, the one and only Drive Guys. 4 jam-packed hours.
Oh, you can't wait to get started. It was fun hanging out with you last night.
That's right.
At the game, after the game, walking back to the garage.
Yeah.
Checking out Le Beam.
The Beam, the Beam is strong with this one. The Beam is strong with this team.
Yes.
Well, and look, I'm glad they're...
Do or do not, there is no try.
How would you describe, Whitey, how popular I am within the media when it comes to some of the ideas that I have?
Frankly, insane.
Well, you have this knack of just kind of when the people are eating and you're whatever the discussion is doesn't matter because Allen wants to talk about Allen's show.
That's not true.
Alan wants to talk about Allen's show. Alan wants to talk about what Alan wants to talk about.
Alan wants to talk about Allen. Alan wants to talk about Allen. The show might be included.
So no, you were throwing out some crazy trades, and sometimes I think you're just trying to irritate people or confuse them. And at one point, I asked you, "Have you ever watched a basketball game?" And Gary Gerald almost lost it at that point when I said that.
Great times, mac and cheese, ribs, and the trade generator.
And all of his almost, he's like,
yeah, he did not see that one coming. We love G-Man. And I don't know if I saw this coming, Whitey, from Ime Udoka. We've been waiting to play this sound.
No, I was hanging out with my guy, Ryan Hollins, also.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that. Humble brag right there.
Yeah.
And they completely, just like Mike Brown said to Malik, you're going to make me lose my top. I mean, Şengün and Ime Udoka. I mean, that was Dylan Brooks. It's a crazy ending. Let's hear what Ime Udoka had to say. And the great Tony Harvey asked him this question, by the way, friend of the show. Let's hear what Ime had to say when he was asked about the frustrations and why he ended up getting tossed here.
What was going on? What did you see out there on the floor that you was disappointed?
Missed calls, blatant missed calls right in front of you. You're calling ticky-tack, moving screens and like that, and then you don't want to call the obvious ones right in front of you. So that was it. Alpi got fouled a few times on that drive and on the layup, and they don't want to call it. And so I'm going to get some glasses, open your eyes.
Thank you, Ime Udoka. You will be getting your fine in the mail. I did think it was interesting.
That's a LensCrafters endorsement.
That's right. That's right. Well, Hot Honey Jones, we're going to get a wing endorsement for Isaac Jones.
I believe
as well.
Katie said on the broadcast it is the season of giving for Ime Udoka.
Yes, that is well done, Katie. And I believe Katie was on the morning show today. The whole thing, Whitey, with the I'm going to fire up my team. We saw Mike Brown chest bump a ref last week. And I trust me, if anybody gets it, I get it. But the Ime Udoka thing, to do it when the game is almost over, is that more of just, no, I'm actually just annoyed and frustrated versus this is for the integrity and the respect of my team?
I thought he was showing his players that he's going to stick up for him, which he's probably shown them before. At that point, the game is pretty much lost.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
that
was my first reaction.
Why? Oh,
because it was after Şengün got teed up. It was Şengün got teed up, and then he ran out on the floor.
Yeah, so you're thinking this was getting. I mean, it was very physical between he and Domas. They were wailing on each other.
Yeah. So you're thinking, hey, this game's cooked. Yeah, I'm gonna at least show my boys.
Yeah, and he's probably mad too. He's like, I'm gonna blow off some steam here and show my guys I got their back.
Right. We've been we just won 10-12. Whatever. Let me show my guys.
Yeah, I think they have benefited greatly, and to their credit, by the fact that the officials allow a lot more contact now, and it just doesn't always work in your favor.
Yeah. So had to ask you that one. Look, we've been talking a ton of Kings, and I know you're going to do the same. So I want to kind of go.
We're all Brock Purdy today, buddy.
Are you? There you go.
And Juan Soto.
Well, speaking of baseball, I don't know. I think we may have. I think I talked more about this with Jay Rose. That's what I call Jason Ross.
I don't understand it.
What do you mean?
I don't know if anyone really likes it.
Everyone likes it.
Okay.
Everyone likes it. Jay Rose about the MLB Golden Bat Rule. What if a team could choose one at bat in every game, send its best hitter to the plate, even if it wasn't that guy's turn to hit? That's the Golden at bat concept in a nutshell. That is from The Athletic. So what are is it just completely
I'm not
insane
even going to
you?
answer that question. Nothing against you, but really my response is I'm not even going to talk
But
about
Whitey, there are some people there are some baseball people saying, hey, I get fine. Let me ask you it this way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing against you, but you don't understand. I just look at that and go, come on.
But
why don't the owners like baseball? That's my question. Why don't you guys that run baseball, why don't you like baseball? If you don't like baseball, go do something else.
Answer this question for me, Kevin, Michael, Whitey, Gleason. What I am confused about is that they say everything is okay. The TV, what is happening with baseball? Because I get two different messages. I get, hey, we know that the Reds weren't terrible this season, but hey, we know that the Pirates, they had the Paul Skeens, the really bad team out there that you look at a highlight on the 4-letter network or wherever you're watching your highlights, and it's empty, and you think, that's bad. That looks terrible. And baseball tells you, MLB tells you, no, we're good. We got TV deals. Every time somebody wants someone's about to sign for $600 million, $700 million, we're good. We don't even have a salary cap. So if that's the case, then my question is, why are they trying to change the game?
Do you want the most cynical answer to that?
Sure.
Okay, the day that baseball, remember they almost had that strike, and they announced that the season wasn't going to start on time a couple of years ago, which it ended up they got that all figured out. I was on the station where we used to work. I was on with Ray Ratto, and we talked to Tim Kirkjian, and he said, and that was a dark day. Everyone was like, "Oh, are we gonna have a season?" He said, "Look, there's some people that are really big investors." He said, "I talked to a guy, I can't tell you who, big investor, and he says baseball owners look at their shelf life. They think this game ain't gonna last forever. We got to make as much money right now as we can."
The game of baseball?
The business of Major League Baseball.
Wow.
I don't know that I buy that, but that was from a really good source.
Wow, Whitey.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
That's what Tim Kirkjian said.
Well, thanks, Scott Van Pelt. And I'll tell you this much, Whitey didn't ask my opinion, but give me the golden rule, the golden bat rule, give me the silver bat rule. Jay knows. I'm asking for Jay to hit for me. If I've been cold that day in the 3 spot, because I got a little bit of juice, and Whitey's gonna have some juice.
If you are the golden at bat and you strike out, that should mean that I, the opposition, get to at some point pick the whatever at bat, the aluminum at bat, and I get to pick your worst.
Let's go. Make it the Savannah Bananas. Let's do it right now. All right, for Kyle Ledbetter.
Why don't they like baseball?
Great job, as always. Callers, texters, sack chatters. For Isaac Jones, our secret surprise super guest from the Sacramento Kings, I'm Allen Stiles. Thank you for listening. Until tomorrow, secure the bag with the Drive Guys up next.
Yeah.
Whitey Gleason, Kyle Draper, Jay Johnson. Light the beam.
All right.
Welcome to TGL, presented by SoFi. Golf's newest league, live on ESPN and ESPN Plus. It's 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime forcing, layoffs on the